Boom! Welcome to Thursdays with Rob and Paul on Friday. Yeah, we did it.
We did it.
We did.
We
Rob,
did it.
look at this backdrop. Really exciting.
You know what? I just had to. I had to go for something new, buddy. I had to get
I
rid of the
like
green
it.
screen. I'm just trying it out. It may not work.
I
Went
like
to
it a
Home
lot.
Depot.
Yeah.
Went to Home Depot. Got some aluminum siding, and it looks
Oh.
great. It looks great with the ring light. It's not too bad. It looks
No,
a little
it kind of shoots
90s
back.
MTV green room bullshit, right?
Stone Temple Pilots were always at the forefront of great music videos, and today it's no.
Hey, what's up? I'm Matt Pinfield. This is Headbangers Ball, or whatever he was.
That was Headbangers Ball. Have you been
Headbangers
watching
Ball.
the new Real World on Paramount
No,
Plus?
no, I gotta watch it.
All right,
Wait,
so
do I? Let me ask an old man question.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. Do I have Paramount Plus? Like,
You'd
do
have to
I just?
subscribe.
It's on my TV. I just. I have to subscribe to it. Okay.
Yeah, it's like Hulu or anything else. But
Okay.
it's
What about
Paramount.
Peacock? Do I have Peacock?
You can get a commercial version of Peacock,
Okay.
I think, or maybe you have to pay for it. I'll tell you this, Rob. I am actively working, and I should have probably told you this earlier, but I'm actively working with Paramount Plus to try to get Human Giant because they own Viacom, and Viacom is Human Giant. So this may be the chance we get to get
I think
Human
this
Giant
is our
streaming.
last chance.
This
I
is
think
it.
this is our last chance. Yeah.
Um,
It feels like there's no reason why Human Giant should not be on Paramount Plus.
I have no
Like
idea why.
if Reno 911, and I'm sure that is the state on there. If the state's on there,
I guarantee it's just lost in the shuffle. So I will make an appeal to anyone right now. If you work
Yeah.
at Paramount Plus, help us out with this. I think it just needs to open doors. Like I was talking about NTSF getting on the HBO Max app because they have Adult Swim, and it's the same thing. It's like they have so much material, and I think they're just trying to get like a couple of series out the door every now and then. And
well,
and
it's
also
strange
show
because
catalogs.
Children's Hospital is not on HBO Max. It's on Hulu, which is I don't understand that relationship.
Because Children's Hospital is a Warner Brothers show, not an Adult Swim show, even though it was on Adult Swim.
Oh, but is Hulu Warner Brothers? I mean, HBO Max is Warner Brothers.
Yeah, but I think they had like they made a deal. Like I feel like those are like deals that they made.
People
like,
are saying your audio is low.
Oh, okay. Let me.
Your audio sounds a little.
It sounds a little weird, right? Or is it
yeah,
better?
there now.
Okay,
Now it sounds better. Yeah. Do I sound okay, everybody?
You sound great.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this much: the Real World that they're doing on Paramount Plus, what they have done is they got the original first season cast back. Like
Eric
Neese.
Eric, the fitness instructor, yeah,
who has COVID. He couldn't move into the house, so he's via Zoom so far on the show. He tested positive right before they were about to move into the same exact apartment. And all I'm gonna say is that it is just a wild. It's been a wild show because in the second episode, one of the main characters revealed that she had a relationship with John Lennon, like a ghostly relationship with John Lennon.
Oh, okay. This is great. I love it. She's having sex with John Lennon's ghost.
And she left in like he left her in like the 2000s, but he helped her write songs and watching like adults who know they're on TV react to someone telling them that like John Lennon's ghost and them were friends was wild and amazing. It's so good.
Yeah.
By the way, we are on a hype train right now. If people, I don't know how to keep the hype train going, but we can, just I don't know. Hype train. Speaking of some hype train too, I want to show you some memes that we have. People have been making memes. We have a meme channel in our Discord, and
we gotta show those. I would encourage people to keep those memes coming. You gotta keep them coming.
We need more memes.
We pay cash for memes. Does everybody know that? Paul pays.
Wait, hold on. I don't want to give
memes.
I'll give cash for memes. All right, so check out. This is a meme that I actually really enjoy. This is right here. It just says, "Oh, wait, hold on. Where it is." It says, "Oh, Molly, can you pop that thing down here?" So it says, "Molly waiting to use the child trauma alert slogan," which was popping up A couple times last week. Whenever I talk about a childhood memory, Molly was very quick there to pop that up. And then we got this one, which is this is Paul after 0.02 seconds after the segment ends, just hitting the drop button, and that is
get them out, get them out of there. Yep.
So those are our two memes. More memes, please.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a sex whip meme. We haven't really talked about the sex whip in a little bit. But
I think I accidentally discouraged it, and I didn't really. I think people thought that they were hurting my feelings or something, and you can't fucking hurt me, chat. You idiots.
Hey man, wow, wait, hey, hold on now,
you fucking idiots.
Hey man,
yeah,
be cool. Be cool.
No, but I think maybe people were trying to be polite. I don't know, or maybe people just lost interest. I'll tell people, I will reassure people that I still am offering my guarantee. If you break into my house, I encourage you to try to break into my house.
No, don't do that. Do not do that.
I will take you out with the sex whip. So,
jeez,
and what I mean by take you out, I mean take you out on the town. Like, we'll go out, we'll have a lot of fun.
Thank you, everybody, for submitting bits. I don't even know what the bits are, but that's the part of Twitch I don't really understand. But we're on a level 5 hype train, which I feel like is a really positive for us, 49%. And we are at a hype train, and a lot of sex whips are in the chat. People are back on the sex whip tip.
So many sex whips. Oh, Paul, I do have a little bit of bad news.
Yeah, what's up?
And then we can start the show. I wanted to update you, and I guess everybody, because everyone's sort of probably invested, about it's just tough to talk about about Young Sheldon.
Oh, you got it! Congratulations, man.
No, I didn't. As some of you may know, I auditioned to play Young Sheldon's really cool guidance counselor, and I did the audition. What's called a pre-audition here on our Twitch show.
Yeah,
I did the same audition for the producers, and they didn't like my take on it at all.
Well, can I ask you a question? It was, I mean, that was the real script that you were using? Because I remember when you were reading the lines for Young Sheldon, it was a little, it was a little weird.
A little problematic, yeah. I was taking what's called creative license. I don't know if you know what that is.
I knew it, yeah.
Where some of the themes that I was throwing out were not in the script. Like there was a part that I was sort of playing with about encouraging Young Sheldon to try PCP.
Yes.
And I would sell it for him or something that I can't remember. And
there
was also a part where I kind of improvised a kiss at the end, which
we did not
obviously,
like that.
No one, that was a dumb idea. I would never do that, but they did pass on me.
Well, and, I have some good news.
For me?
No, for me, I got the part on Young Sheldon. I got the part, and the reason why I knew that you were kind of improvising. Well, first of all, you came and you did it, and I called my agent.
Are you being serious with me right now?
Well, the minute you came on the show, I called my agent, and I said, why am I not getting the Young Sheldon parts? And they said, we'll work on it, Mr. Scheer. We'll work on it. And I said, God damn, you better, because you work for me.
You make your agents call you Mr. Scheer?
Yeah, don't you?
Well, it wouldn't make sense for them to call me Mr. Scheer.
Of course, yes. But you get what I'm saying.
I don't make them call me Mr. at all. But anyway, keep going.
Okay.
I didn't mean to
so I said, I need to get the Young Sheldon part. So I got it, but I was kind of using what you were saying about the PCP. And then I got it, and when I looked at the sides, it was all about like Young Sheldon had bought and was selling homemade cookies. And I was like, oh, I thought it was PCP. And then that whole scene where he comes over to the principal's house at night in the rain, that was not in the script at all.
I improvised that.
It was a bake sale scene, and where the principal.
I think now that we're talking about this, I think I see why I didn't get it and why you may have gotten it. Anyway, from one actor to another. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Enjoy the shoot. Please give them my best.
Well, it's not even just enjoying the shoot; it's enjoying the role. It's a series regular. And
I thought it was a one-time guest spot.
According to Chuck Lorre, who is the creator of Big Bang Theory and hence the creator of Young Sheldon, the mastermind behind them all, he liked this relationship so much that I shouldn't even talk about this, but he's talking to a streaming network. I can't name the name of it right now, but it might be. I can't talk about the name of it, and
Netflix.
I can't name the name of it, but
CBS All Access, which is now Paramount Plus.
Quibi Senior.
Quibi is
Senior.
back.
Quibi Senior.
That's
Quibi Senior.
Quibi for old people.
No,
so
Quibi,
old people can watch it on their phones.
Well, they view Quibi as more of a youthful thing because it's on your phone, and this is Quibi for TV. So this is Quibi Senior. Yeah. So I am now on Quibi Senior in a new show that's going to be titled Young Sheldon's Principal Dan.
Jeez.
That's so I am Principal Dan. And they thought that Principal Dan was too like familiar, but if they put, they want to keep the thing, and it's like Young Sheldon's Principal Dan.
All right. I'd like to move on. I'd like to move on. It's just that it's hard to hear about another person's success.
Of course.
When originally I brought the project to, I brought the project to you essentially.
Bazinga.
Oh,
I don't know. Is that how I don't know if I'm supposed to use it like that. Rob, a lot of people have been getting vaccinated. Have you seen this? Like, we are in a high point. The doors are open. The floodgates are open. People are getting
20% of the country, right? Or 20%. Yeah, is that right? Yeah,
I think it's like
awesome.
63.
I've been seeing pictures. Yeah, I've been seeing so many pictures on Instagram and a ton of them. I love seeing them. I get a little. It makes me feel happy. You see people doing it right.
I know, but I got to say, I love that people are getting vaccinated. I believe that you should get vaccinated. I don't think that it makes a difference what vaccine you get. I think just get vaccinated, go do it. But I got to say that this new thing where people are like taking pictures of getting the shot or showing off their vax card, all this sort of stuff, it's getting to be a little too, I don't know.
I think I know where you're going with this. I've seen a couple that have seemed a little like kind of questionable taste, or a little aggressive, like
just weird. It's like it's sort of like, hey, I want to, like, I'm happy for you, but this is not like, we don't need to, like, it's like, it's just a little too performative, I guess. Like, it's like
some of them that I've seen lately, like, at the beginning it was kind of a cool novelty, and now some of it is a little self-congratulatory. It's like, maybe if you have a couple examples.
I mean, this is one, and this is kind of like, like the normal way that. Oh, sorry. Well, here we go. This is here's one, kind of like a normal one. It a little too cutesy for me. It's like, okay, you're. Just kind of, excited about his Pfizer.
It seems a little okay, right?
I mean, okay, I get it. Like
showing off his vax card,
the hat's a little weird. Everything is like, all right, but shirtless, weird. But then then it's going into this, which is like, okay,
what? She's got a gun in her thong,
and she's showing off her vax card. It's almost like, I don't know if that like gives her permission now to go out with the gun, like where she maybe have been home for a while.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's like, I've been quarantined. I've had to stay home. Now I can go out. I don't even.
Again, it's kind of mixing messages here.
There's a lot. There's a lot going on in that one for sure.
Yeah, and again, I'm very happy that. Yeah, a little too aggressive.
Look, more power to you if you're getting the shot. I don't want to discourage that at all.
Maybe
some of these. Yeah, it's just a little.
Her caption under that was, it was 2 shots for me, 1 shot for you, which felt aggressive.
Oh yeah, I don't like. Especially,
I don't like that at all.
There's just right now that's bad timing. Yeah.
We got this one here, which is okay.
Yeah, that seems. I did see this one, and I'm curious as to what is the purpose of the chocolate syrup. Like, I
guess now he can, now people can kind of lick his body without the fear of getting the novel COVID-19 virus. Yeah. I mean, so again, unnecessary. But again, I appreciate, it's about getting your vax card. We should be happy about it, but let's be safe. Let's be safe, because I think a lot of people are showing off not being super safe. This guy, like, don't show it off to ducks.
Yeah, those ducks are weird. They do get pretty, some of those ducks get pretty aggressive. I've been chased by some of those geese before.
Yeah.
It's not a great feeling.
Well, I also just feel like we're supposed to hold on to our vax card. I know that they said you shouldn't laminate it, but if you're going to put it here and you're feeding, these geese, they're look, They could
What's the
eat it.
deal? Why am I not supposed to laminate it? Because someone may have to write on it down the road.
Yeah, I think the idea that there might be updates to it. I know that like
Yeah,
Pfizer's already working on like an updated shot for the variants and stuff. So you just don't know. We
yeah,
like at this
yeah.
point, just keep it safe. You know, you don't have to
Keep it
carry it on
safe.
you. We're not
Keep it safe.
carrying it like a passport. Put it away and you'll be fine. But this
Right.
is too much. And again, this animal trend continues. And well, now it goes into swords. I mean, this is like again, people are getting very aggressive. It's like now that I got my card, I guess I can
I get.
I don't know.
Yeah. That. I don't know. I mean, you got a good point. I mean, it's great that people are getting vaccinated, but like, also just this guy seems a little too old to be doing this within his closet with a sword.
I mean, it just seems to me like if people are saying like I got the vax card, now I can go back. It's almost like people are raring to get back out into the world, and the way they're doing it, like I don't know if I don't know. It just seems again weird, and again, it's a sharp object next to a very paper card, so it's
You could easily slice the paper, and then
yeah.
you would be out of luck.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, this is another person, great tattoos, but again, we're worried about the vax card getting sliced and diced by this sword. It's like
I would just take good care of your vax card. All
yeah,
these swords are cool tattoos, though.
very cool
Tattoos.
Yeah, very cool tattoos. But again, this is not about like maybe it's like a little bit of an entry to people. It's a way to kind of like say, hey, I'm back in business. Like, check me out. I like swords. I like tats. I'm ready. I'm down in vax. Let's go have a convo.
Some of these are starting to look a little bit like photos you would put on a dating website, like on your profile.
I think that's what people are doing. I mean, I've been out of the dating world for a long time, so I imagine,
Me too,
yeah,
me
yeah.
too, Paul. Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
If there's one thing I am not doing, it is dating. I am married. Hello.
Okay. All right. I get it. All right. Well, that you've seen. All right. All right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. It seems like you're a little
Married.
too. Okay. You seem like a little too aggressive.
Not
for
me.
That. Okay.
Not
Okay.
me.
Okay. Let's look at another one here. This is dangerous too. This girl ran out in the middle of a soccer field with her vax card.
Yeah. Boy, that one security guard grabbing her behind looks a little too psyched about grabbing her.
Yeah, I think he feels like I feel like he has the victory of like I did it, like I caught her because I feel like this is probably one of the hardest things to do to run out onto a field and then catch a moving object. He did do a great job, but again, even though you're excited to have the vax card, do not run out onto an open stadium field with it because it could be confiscated. You could lose it. Yeah, it's tricky.
If you get dirt on it, if you get mud on it, people may not, accept it.
Can't read it. Yeah,
and can't read it. Yeah,
like this is silly to me. Like
That's dangerous.
Don't get on a ledge. Do not like we're celebrating that you're protected, and then you're gonna get on a ledge.
Yeah, that just seems not smart at all.
Yeah.
She's wearing high heels too, I think.
Yeah, do not get on a billboard. Again, great shot, happier vax, but this seems dangerous.
Yeah.
All right, let's this again. Come on, man.
No.
What do you know?
Don't do it. Here's the thing that a lot of people don't think about is that your card is made of flammable paper.
It is flammable. Paper is one of the most flammable things. Next to gas.
Paul, that's so funny you said that. I am always saying, guys, paper is one of the most flammable things.
Guys, listen up. Paper, it's flammable. We say it.
Don't think it's a flame retardant. It's not. It's flammable.
It's one of the slogans we have on our merch that we have in our store, our Thursdays with Rob and Paul store, where it's
you got those hats that say paper is flammable. If someone doesn't make a meme that says paper is flammable.
I mean, we need to get that meme going. By the way, so I just think with this guy, it's like, look, did he? I read his comment. He goes, now that I got my vax card, I can leave my house and burn it to the ground. So I think what's happened here is he set his own house on fire because he's like, okay to be out in the world again.
Yeah. Well, that's better than what I thought. I thought he was celebrating because he had like a rude neighbor, maybe he had a beef with his neighbor and he was like, hey, Barry, guess what? Ha ha ha, your house is burning down. But now that you told me the real behind the scenes, the BTS, as I like to say.
I love BTS. They're one of my best. They were like what is it called? It's like it's Japan pop, like it's K-pop. That's what
right.
K-pop.
It's Japan pop. You were right the first time. It's Japan pop.
No,
yeah, but
so yeah.
Wow.
BTS
it's crazy. I mean, people get a lot of likes. They post these on Instagram. They get a lot of likes. And I got to tell you, I am addicted to likes. Do you where do you stand on? Oh, man, you got to get them, right?
If I'm on like that world where it's like get likes or not get likes, I'm on the get like side. I mean, let me get my likes. Let me get my licks and the likes. Come on,
I'll do anything. I will
smash
do anything.
that heart. Let me show you a couple other ones here. This is one again. Stupid.
For his
man.
sake, I hope he laminated it, because otherwise, here's the thing, Paul. This is now, you bring up a great point. Paper is flammable. Paper is also not waterproof.
Which is the other shirt in our store. We have two shirts. And they really are. People are, you guys really focus a lot on paper. You could do sex whip. You could do all the things that you've talked about on the show. But we really we kind of have gone on the side. Done a lot of paper PSAs.
What you should or should not do with paper, right?
Yeah, and this is like, again, that shark is going to eat that.
Is this, let me ask you this, because I don't have a good eye for this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Is any of this Photoshop?
No.
None of it's Photoshop.
No, you didn't even have to go further in that question. None of this Photoshop. These are just people trying to outdo each other with Vax card shots. Here's another one. This is, now that she was so busy about taking the picture, she didn't realize that a camel was going to come. And because here's the thing that, and I know Fauci, people have issues with Fauci. I have an issue with Fauci, not because he doesn't do a great job, but because he hasn't really talked about the animosity that we have had in the camel community.
Paul, it's like we're so in sync today. You are taking the words out of my mouth.
Thank you.
These camels, they don't like us, okay? And what they do like is paper. So if you're holding paper, that's a camel attractant. Everybody knows that.
Exactly. And that's on our mug. That's in our store.
On our mug. Camels paper makes camels
crazy.
Want horny. Yeah.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. That's the other one too. We have two of them. And we couldn't decide on, because they both were great slogans, and we just made 2 coffee cups. T Public.
Someone's at my front door, but hopefully my wife or my 4-year-old will get the door.
You know
what we could do here. Let me hold on. Let me go onto the Ring and let's see.
See what you got.
At the front door, and let me see if I can show it.
This is great. This is an amazing way that you're using the Ring doorbell. Thank you, Upper 90, for subscribing. That's amazing. Wow, you're on an 8-month streak. Thank you. I didn't even think we'd be doing this for 8 months. All right,
How do I go live? Okay, here we go. I'm going live, and we'll see who's there at the front door.
Right.
Sometimes it's just,
how do you answer the door?
Usually very aggressively. Usually I'll say, "Fuck you! I'm on Twitch, you asshole." And they go, "What's Twitch?" And I go, "Well, it's like a platform where
people are like, but do I get it? Do I have to subscribe?" And I'm like, no, it's just like YouTube. Okay.
I think they left.
They left. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just check, Paul.
All right. Yeah. Go check. And we do have a.
Who is it? I love doing fake voices with these people.
The cool thing about Ring is.
I think they left, but that's a great voice. I'll use that again later.
Use that again. And we have a guest coming up in just a second. I want to show a couple more of these Vax card shots, because they are, again, this is our tips to you about Vax cards.
This is what's called a PSA, a public service announcement.
I was going to say a paper service announcement, but you're right. Yeah, they both are. Yeah.
You are killing me.
I feel like I'm really in the zone. I don't know if it's doing the show on a Friday that's kind of bringing me to life, or maybe it's
I feel loose today. I feel loose. Wait a second. Are you trying to work in a paid plug?
For this, White Claw, one of the most delicious hard seltzers out in the market, that only has 5% alcohol, but 100% flavor.
I'm so sick of you making money without me on this show.
No problem. Hey, look,
just go to the next slide. I'm pissed. Go to the next slide.
Now this is dumb.
Wow.
Dumb.
That is so dumb.
Again,
that is so scary. That gives me a little bit of stress diarrhea.
Yeah.
I don't know if people can relate to that, but it's just
of course
so
we
scary.
can. I mean,
someone in the chat had a great joke. How did he jump that high? And that is a great joke. No, that really is funny.
I like that. And again, we're trying to be safe. This is dangerous. Let's see if there's another. I don't know if there's another slide here. I think we may have one more. Oh yeah. Again,
Oh, wow.
don't take.
Her card is very big.
Yeah.
In proportion to her body.
Very big. That's not safe. It's not good. I don't like any of this stuff. Another guy with a blade.
I don't like that.
No, I don't like that at all. That seems dangerous to me. It seems scary. All right, great. So those are just some of the pictures. Look, you got vaxxed. Be safe.
Great. Yeah, I think I think we did it. I think we set it up the right way. The premise. We delivered on that premise, and we wrapped it up.
We did the whole thing, and you know what? It's good that we wrapped it up because we now have a guest that I think is going to be great. I don't know about you, Rob, but throughout this pandemic, I definitely have taken to working out at home. I couldn't go to a gym, and I kind of made a little makeshift area in our house where we could work out. And for me, it is, I know I talk about this on other streams that I do on this channel, but it is all about Peloton. I'm in the Peloton world.
Are you getting paid?
I am not getting paid. I am only getting paid in great fitness. No, but I love the instructors. I love everybody. And I feel like it's kind of, I have like a personal relationship with them. Sometimes when I am, when I'm like, I don't know, just I'm seeing them in and day out. And I actually reached out to one of the instructors. She works everywhere. She does like Orange Fitness and Peloton and Mirror and everything. But I don't know. Do you do any Peloton?
I don't. I couldn't afford Peloton, so we got a mechanical bull right when the pandemic hit, because there's one of those country bars right near our house, and they're like, well, we're not going to be open for at least a year, so they were giving away all their mechanical bulls. So we got one in the living room, and that's how.
Yeah. That, I mean, by the way, it looks great, and I know you don't want to tell people where you live, but it is cool that you did admit that you live right above Saddle Ranch at the Universal Studio.
I do, yeah. I mean, we love it there, and come on, swing on by next time you come to Universal Studios. Come on by Saddle Ranch, and
I love it.
You
guys live at the top half of the Psycho House at Saddle Ranch, and that's it's great. But so it's so interesting. I've really been connected to all the people on Peloton. I reached out to an instructor that I like, who's very motivational, but she's got an edge to her too.
Cool. Yeah.
I would love you to meet my instructor. Her name is Felicity Brick-a-Brack. Hey, what's going on, Felicity? Hey. Wow. Oh, she's a little winded. You're just getting off of a. Okay. Oh yeah. See, this is great.
She just did some kickboxing. She's recovering.
Yeah.
She's got to recover.
Whew.
She's got to throw that.
Yeah. Okay. We'll give her a second. Just give her a second. Yeah. She's She's counting the pulse.
She's checking her pulse.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah.
God,
okay.
This is.
Yeah. Oh, she's psyched.
She's psyched. Oh, she's so psyched. Hey,
Felicity. People are so excited in the chat. They're obviously fans. They're all saying hi, and people say they take your cycle boxing class. Is that true? That you take a cycle boxing?
Yes, it is a Krav Maga self-defense. It's a really beautiful.
Wow. So it's Krav Maga and cycling together. Wow, that sounds intense. Actually, I got to do that. Yeah,
that's great. Wow.
Are you you have your inhaler here? Just so you know, I don't want you to lose your inhaler, but you have your inhaler right here, and those are hard to replace. So
yeah,
no, I keep. I have like one on every part of my body.
Oh, great.
Well, yeah, that seems intense. It seems to me like I kind of inspirational. I mean, you clearly are an asthmatic. I don't want to label you, but if you have asthma, but you're doing something.
I am high risk.
Oh, all right. Wow. High risk. Oh, okay. Wow. Well, that's great. And yeah, you really look like. I mean, you're super popular out there, and it's just great to have you on the show. I mean, how's this been? I mean, it must be intense. You've been doing a lot of online stuff.
It's been off and on.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
I mean, for everyone.
Yeah, it's
Oh gosh, this happens a lot with the Peloton people. They get okay. Oh, she's really okay. Oh, she's upset.
Paul, what's happening?
Longer than you know. You are
Okay.
stronger than you know, and you can achieve any goal you want.
Yeah,
Cool,
of course. Yeah,
cool,
yeah. You're very.
I mean,
yeah,
I kind of assumed, but
this is
Whatever
what
your goal is, I'm happy
yeah.
to help you get there.
oh, great.
Oh,
Great.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
I
Go ahead.
have a question, like, because I can't afford the Peloton, so I'm always looking for catchy sort of catchphrases to help to motivate me. I don't know the term I'm looking for, but like, motivational phrases and stuff. So
I love that. I actually wrote a couple.
perfect.
Actually,
Great.
right before the pandemic hit, I was opening my own gym called Crossbar Fit Gym Company.
Wait, can I just stop you? Like Crossbar Fit Gym Company. All right, that's congratulations. But what were you going to do there?
We were going to do bar classes, Krav Maga, self-defense, and it was a culinary school as well.
Wow. Very cool. Very niche. Yeah.
We went under.
Oh.
So we went under.
So sorry.
Oh, that's a bummer.
You didn't get that PPE loan?
No, no, because it turns out I hadn't done my taxes in almost a decade. So apparently that was.
Oh, that's rough. That is rough. Okay. Well, but okay. So I guess
but
you
I
made.
Did come up with some fun phrases for you guys.
Yeah, great.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay. There's no I in exercise.
Actually, well, okay. I mean, I like the the sentiment of it, but if you actually if you lay out the letters, there is after the C, there's an I. But
Rob, what are you doing? Don't freak her out.
Sorry, you're right. I mean, what am I gonna do?
Yeah,
Paul?
no, Felicity, I love that. You're right. That there is no I in exercise because exercise is a team sport. I mean, it's not technically, but I get. Is that what you're going for? Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Exactly right, Paul.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Good. All right. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Just yeah.
Okay. Here's the second one. You guys ready?
Yes.
Okay. You can do more than you thought you were able to do before you started doing the thing.
Can you say that one more time?
Okay.
To say it one more time, I just want to get.
You can do more than you thought you were able to do before you started doing the thing.
Yeah. That's a thinker.
Yeah, it's almost like it's a little bit vague, but maybe intentionally so to make you try to figure out what it means, or
I'm inspired by it, but
I'm gonna scrap that one. So.
Okay, no, we don't. We don't want to upset you. We don't want to upset you. I just,
it's fine. What? Why don't you, Paul? Maybe you could tell people, because I don't even know what Peloton is like. Like, how long are the classes? Is there music?
Oh, you can do a 5-minute ride, a 10-minute ride, a 15-minute ride, a 20-minute. I mean, really, it's very flexible. There's strength classes, there's cardio classes, there's yoga classes. And look, if Felicity works all the things. She's on Mirror, she's on Orange Theory, she's on Peloton. She's, I follow her. I have like 7 different memberships, but I follow her because of these things that she says. And I think, honestly, like in the moment when you're saying them and I'm pedaling, I'm not actually thinking about them. But now when you're saying them like this, I'm like,
well, but okay, but here's the difference.
Yeah.
So Rob, you're pedaling, right? You're pedaling. So now, and the music's going, and everyone's going, and listen now. You can do more than you thought the thing that you were going to do, that you were able to do it.
And I'm like, yeah.
Okay. I see. Yeah. If I imagine myself, exercising and I'm getting tired, and then I hear something like that, then yeah, I can see how that would keep me going.
Yeah, and I also feel like when you yell a little bit, the yelling of it is kind of like, it's kind of knocking me out. When you say it a little bit more softly, I'm picking it apart. Like I'm like, it feels like Tenet. But when you're saying it loud, it feels like you're driving it home.
This is a New Yorker article. It's a workout class, so fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, that is exciting. I mean, yeah.
I have a question. I just have sort of a practical question about the whole sort of Peloton approach, and that is this: like after the pandemic, and we start going back. She can stretch. It's fine. After the pandemic. And is this a stretch?
This one's just really good for your wrists.
We do that a lot. That's because you're holding on so tight. Yeah, that's good.
After the pandemic ends and people start going back to in-person classes, is Peloton done? You know what I mean? Like, are people going to be like, I don't want to do it in my house anymore. I want to be around people. And are you two people, are Paul and I
Felicity.
forgot
Felicity.
Felicity. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. Are you guys going to be fucked because no one's going to be doing Peloton anymore?
Well, I'm not an owner of Peloton. I'm just a member of Peloton, so I would.
But you spend a lot of money on the bike and the dance.
Yeah,
class
but it's not going to go bankrupt. I mean, Peloton existed before the pandemic. All right.
You're telling me that when everything opens up, that I'm not going to have a job?
Rob, that's this is not the right time.
Paul, Felicity, will you hold on for 1 second, Paul? Can you take Felicity out so we can talk
just hold on
privately?
1 second, Felicity.
1 second, Felicity. 1 second. We just want to talk privately.
Oh, no, okay, she's stretching. What the fuck were you doing, man?
Paul,
What were you doing?
I'm so sorry, man. I didn't realize the fragility of. I mean, she. What am I trying to say? She seems.
She's very
like
fragile. She's been working her ass off.
Yeah. Yes. But she seems very delicate emotionally about some of these topics that we're just trying to talk about.
She's releasing so many endorphins. On it, like, we got to ask her how much she does in a day. You got to see how many classes.
That's a good point.
She's on a high, and people in the chat are like, they're mad. Oh, hey, sorry about that. That was like a weird.
Sorry about that. Sorry, we took you out for a second there. Anyway, how are you? How many endorphins do you have?
At least 7 or 8. It's always just rotating.
I am curious about this, Felicity. How many classes do you do in a day?
104.
Wait, a day?
I'm actually teaching one right now, just from the waist down.
Oh my! Yeah, that's actually one of the best ones. It's when you can see the coach from the waist down. You don't have to worry about feeling. Wow. Yeah, you don't have to feel like the pressure of seeing like a face. I think that's one of the best ones. Yeah, no head workouts.
Can I ask? And this is a dumb question, and I admit it. Are there ever any accidents in Peloton? Do people fall off the bike? Do people get injured? Because I don't like being hurt or injured, and that's one of the reasons why I don't do Peloton, because I've always been afraid of a bicycle accident.
Rob, we lost someone.
Oh no.
Yeah,
oh God.
They pedaled a little too quick. Their flat points were at a 180. Their BMI was at a 12. They hit 80 miles per hour in the peak minute when I said, "Is that all you got, you fucking pussy?" And then and they just died.
I will say that you can be a little rough with us, and I like it. But yeah, when you do yell stuff like that, I know you're pushing us, but 80 miles an hour on a spin. I mean,
are you liable? Is that going to be like a lawsuit against you personally, or
100%? Mm-hmm.
Oh
gosh. I'm in a messy legal battle.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't realize that someone died in one of the classes.
Only one guy.
Only one. Okay. All right. Well, that's. I mean, okay. All right. Sure. I guess only one. I mean, when you say it like that, it doesn't seem that bad. But then when you think, well, it is still one life, then it goes back to being very bad again.
Yeah.
But a lot of people die at SeaWorld. Do you know what I mean? But that doesn't mean you don't go swim with the manta rays. Okay.
Well, okay.
That's a great point. That is a great point. I still let my kids swim with the manatees.
I have a couple.
My kids swim with manatees, not manta rays.
If anyone has any questions for Felicity, pop them up. I'm sorry to interrupt. Sorry. Let's see. We have some questions from the chat too, but I just wanted to. Yeah, I mean, so do you do anything for fun? I mean, that's a big jug of water. What do you do?
It's Calamigos.
Oh, hold on. That's tequila.
I'm sorry?
You're drinking straight tequila. That's George Clooney's tequila brand.
That is correct, Rob.
You're drinking that straight.
Yes, it's a beautiful way to sort of take out the toxins in between classes.
Is it making, I mean, I guess maybe because you're sweating out so much, you need to kind of put more in?
I don't think I felt drunk ever, because I'm just constantly, it's just always, it's coming out in sweat. But I find lovers when they make
Can I speak to you, Paul? Can I speak to you privately again? Can you just
Felicity, can you hold on for 1 second? We're just doing a tech thing.
Paul, I think she might be an alcoholic. The more we talk about this, if she's drinking straight George Clooney vodka. That let me tell you something. George Clooney is one of my best friends, and he makes
I know.
very as
Very
you know, I
strong.
was in
Yeah.
The Descendants.
Yeah.
The
Tequila. If
Descendants
it's
is
tequila,
one of my
right?
favorite movies. I'm in it very briefly, but it was a memorable part.
Not my favorite
And
George Clooney movie, but a really good one.
Paul, we have a guest. Okay,
Okay.
we don't have time to dick around like this when our guest is waiting for us.
My top 5
I-
Clooney's? You don't want it right now?
No,
Okay.
no,
All
not
right.
right now. I'm saying I think she's an alcoholic, and maybe.
Well, then you confront her. Then you confront her. I've tried to do. I'm trying to do something.
I don't think this is the right.
You
place
confront.
to confront her.
You know, I'm gonna. You know,
Just
because
bring it,
I
bring
bring
it,
out a
bring it,
guest. I bring. Felicity, Rob wants to ask you a question. You know. Are you okay? Oh my gosh. Oh
Okay.
God.
I have another
Oh, God.
question.
She looks
Just
drunk. She does look drunk.
this is not about alcohol. I did want to tell you, Felicity, if you're looking for a great movie on a Friday night, I was in a movie with my friend George Clooney.
Don't
It's called
plug
The
that.
Descendants.
Oh.
It's on HBO a lot. I don't know when, but
Felicity-
anyone that watches it, this is for everybody. I do make a little bit of money the more people that watch it. I think. I'm not sure.
Is this a shameless plug?
Yeah, this is a shameless plug.
Okay.
I mean, you know, Felicity, I gotta say, I only see you in classes, and I'm seeing you here, and I'm a little bit worried about you. You're teaching 104 classes a day. You're drinking
Right.
straight tequila. You're doing an exercise class while even talking to us. I'm worried about you because I want to see you succeed because you've inspired me so much. I'm worried. Do you feel like you're okay? Oh no.
Boy.
Oh boy.
That's a lot of emotions.
Paul, can I talk to you privately for one
Oh,
second?
Yeah,
wait a
Rob,
second.
can you
No
get out?
one-
Rob, let's drop Rob out. Yeah. Hey, I'm so sorry about Rob. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Rob is like on my case like
I
crazy. right
know.
now.
I know. He's like up your
I'm
ass.
sorry.
Yeah. What do you
I
want me to
thought we
do?
were-
What can I do?
Honestly, get him off the show.
Okay. I'll talk to him. I will talk to him right now. Okay. Hey, Rob.
That's me.
Hey, Rob. Oh, Rob. No, Rob's not here. This is great.
Where's
okay,
Rob?
Aha!
Ah.
I was listening the whole time, you assholes.
Oh, all
You
right.
think you're going to replace me? Is that what you think? You think you're going to kick me off this show, Felicity? Let me tell you something. You, friend girl, are an alcoholic. Okay, you've been chugging my best friend George Clooney's tequila, okay, straight for weeks, and look what it's done to you.
I was a featured background in the George Clooney movie.
All right, you know what?
movie?
I'm taking myself out of this because I'm now
No,
uncomfortable.
don't take it. Paul.
I'm taking
Wow.
myself.
I can't be alone. Oh, hey, how are you?
Hey, Rob, Paul's being.
What did he say about me? I couldn't hear. I took my headphones out. What did he say?
He said he's never once cared for you once.
What?
He said
Never once?
He said, this guy claims he's a star.
Okay. Let me tell you something. And
Uh-huh.
if you repeat this, I'll deny it. I think we should kill him.
Honestly, that was the first thing I was going to say. Jinx, you owe me a soda.
What if you murder him in a Peloton class? You like go too hard, too fast, and he's like, wait, you know, and then like he has like a stroke or something like that, or you know, his head explodes or something.
Okay, mom's the word. I know just what to do.
Hey, I'm back, everybody.
Hey, what's up,
You
dude?
know what?
What's up?
I hope you guys
What's
were
up,
able
bro?
to work out what you had going on between you. I think that, you know, I was maybe facilitating. I wanted to facilitate a moment for you two to connect because I want you to see everything that I see in Felicity, and Felicity, I want you to see everything I see in Rob. You know, you two are very important people to me.
Thank you, Paul.
Right.
Yeah, Felicity's got a special class that she wants you to take.
You're so close to me that I thought we could do a special class on the
Like
spot.
a one-on-one.
A Peloton class right this second.
Oh my God, yeah. I am doing this for my bike, so this is actually real. Okay, hold on. Here.
You're on your
All right.
bike, right? The whole show?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, damn it! I should have.
All right.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Body's on my fucking pedal. Pedal, bitch.
Right.
Pedal. Pedal. Faster. Faster. You're only strong. But you were. Go. Paul, go.
Okay, I'm going. I'm
Go.
going. Okay, I'm
Settle
going. I'm
back,
going. I'm going.
Piece of crap. Go.
Okay, I'm
go faster.
Let's go. Okay.
Faster.
All right. Okay, I'm not actually like, okay.
Faster, bitch.
Uh,
bitch.
I-
Faster. Go. 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 Go.
I normally have my inhaler before I start.
Go. Yeah, you can't breathe. Keep going.
I gotta keep it going. I gotta go. I gotta make you happy for me. I gotta.
Keep going, Paul. Don't worry about your inhaler. Oh my God. Did we?
Oh no. Oh no.
Hold on.
We went too
For
far.
real, did we just?
Wait.
Did we kill Paul Scheer?
Oh no.
Did we kill Paul Scheer from Black Monday? Oh my God.
No.
Oh no.
It was a joke. Paul, it was a joke.
Oh no.
Oh, I know it was a fucking joke because I was listening to all of you, and guess what? You were set up. This whole thing is being taped by MSNBC. This is a bust.
No.
You both conspired to kill me, and now you're gonna get arrested.
Chris Hansen? Is
Chris Hansen.
coming?
Yeah, he's here. He's watching on another screen. Rachel
Rachel
Maddow. Rachel Maddow is a fan of the show, so she is watching, but she's not watching in a official capacity. So you're both busted. You busted.
Paul,
Yeah,
that
busted.
was great acting. I'm telling you, Paul, that was great
that
acting.
is why I
And
got the part on Young Sheldon.
Felicity brought out that in you.
She
I
did.
mean,
She did.
pretty
Thank you.
Great job. Wow.
Wow. I told you, she's amazing.
I'm sold, man.
She's
I'm
amazing.
sold with this whole program. If I had fucking had this program, then I would have booked Young Sheldon, no doubt.
Well, that's it. She inspires you to get to that next level. I would never have talked to MSNBC to get this whole thing set up. I know, unfortunately, you guys are going to be talked to by the police, but because it was on TV, you may not actually be arrested because I think it's a little bit of entrapment. But besides that, let's just embrace the fact that we did bust you. You were busted. And that's that, so Felicity does great classes, 104 classes a day.
Yeah.
Definitely check her out. Felicity Brick-a-Brack. And Rob, and I hope, I'll see you out there. Yeah. Peace. And, thank you, Felicity. Oh my gosh. Felicity, so good.
That segment had more twists and turns.
So many twists.
You told me, hey, I have this great Peloton instructor.
Yeah.
She wants to come on, wants to talk about the program. That ended up being a whole murder entrapment scenario.
That's the kind of stuff that you get on the show. And by the way, that was our friend, Hannah Pilkes, who you might know from The Woodsman or Sorry Not Sorry. You can follow her on TikTok at Hannah Pilkes. She's just crushing it. She's on Instagram and she's on Twitter, the whole thing. But Hannah Pilkes,
I gotta say,
so
man,
funny. So funny.
I thought you were dead. Like I started to feel that feeling of like, I'm free. I'm finally free. I don't have to carry him anymore. I can go and do my own thing. I'll take over the show every Thursday.
Jesus. Well, come on, man. Don't be like
that.
that.
I started thinking about your kids. Like, oh, your kids are now my kids.
No, that wouldn't happen like that. You wouldn't take my kids.
Double J and Flapjack, they're going to be my kids now.
Daisy Barksdale crew, don't grieve me. You moved on. I was barely out. I'm not dead, everybody. I'm here. I'm alive. Man, I'm here on the show.
I know you are alive. It's just a little bit of a bummer, but
that's a shitty thing to say. It's a shitty thing to say because I'm alive, and now I feel like no one wanted me alive. And then I'm like thinking about.
You know what it is. It's like when you clean your house and you throw everything away. You just have this feeling of like a new beginning, and that's what I felt. So now to kind of have like my old garbage friend back, it's like just a bunch of garbage in my house.
I'm not a garbage friend. Brissy Joe, I'm not in a better place. I'm here. All right, everybody in the chat is mourning me. Don't mourn me in the chat. I'm here. I'm alive.
You were talking about that woman that was having sex. You were talking about that woman having sex with John Lennon's ghost, and I was wondering who you would be having sex with as a ghost. And I was sort of thinking like, oh, Paul, he's going to be having so much fun having sex with people as a ghost. It's going to be great.
I love my wife, and I would come back like Patrick Swayze in Ghost.
How did you pronounce his last name?
Swayze. Patrick Swayze.
I think you're mispronouncing Swayze.
From Roadhouse, Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, from Dirty Dancers.
Yeah, Patrick Swayze. From the Chippendale sketch with Chris Farley, Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze.
Rob, we do have a packed show tonight. We really do have a packed a packed house because
Yeah, we got Naomi and Andy are coming up pretty soon. Is
yeah.
that next, or are they?
They
I
are
never know
next.
the
They are
order.
next. They are here. I mean, we could bring them in. I see them. They're set up. If you want to set them up, we could bring them in. It's a couple minutes early. It's like 3 minutes early, but I think they can handle it.
Well, we can. You know what I like to do sometimes when
What?
people show up early for the show?
Yeah,
It's called a power move. Do you know what a power move is? It's when
I
you
love power moves.
Yeah, it's sort of when you sort of like do something to show them that you're not going to take any shit from them.
Yeah.
So you kind of like make them wait, and then when you will bring them on at the normal time.
It's like when I went to Brett Ratner's house one time, he told me to sit on a couch that was directly across from the couch that he was sitting on, and then he didn't meet with me for an hour while he proceeded to have another meeting with somebody else on that couch.
Can we please do a show, because that's a true story, and I have a very similar story, and Cordry has one, and
everybody has one.
Well, but that was during the
Tower Heist.
Yes, Tower Heist, when he was casting that, and we all got to go. We all went to Brett Ratner's house over the course of like a week, and each of us have the most insane stories about waiting for Brett Ratner. What we should do? Yeah. We should shoot that and record it and then animate it, because it would be so.
I feel like it would be amazing. By the way, there was a thing that happened the other night. I was checking out Clubhouse. I'm not really a Clubhouse person, but I was looking on it.
Can you tell me how Clubhouse just like Twitch, or do I have to be invited? How does it work?
No. Well, yeah, you have to be invited, I believe, to get on it. I can easily invite you. All right.
I'm out.
It's like Twitter, but with voice. So basically you log on, and then there's all these rooms, and everyone's in the room. And then there are conversations that are going on, and you can pick like whatever the title of the room is. It could be like we're talking about all the.
It's not video. It's not this.
No, it's just audio.
Oh.
So it's just audio, and it's basically like a free roaming, free form podcast. And there's like a stage where you have your host, but then people can jump in. Anyone can jump into the conversation. Anyway, the long story short of this is that I saw Q&A with Brett Ratner. It was like 11:30 Pacific time, and I was like, wait a second, gotta click on this. I clicked on it, and Brett Ratner's taking questions. And I timed it perfectly, because when I got on, they go, okay, next question. And this woman, who sounded a little older to me, says, yes, I have a question for Brett. Can you tell me about this new project you're involved in, Camp Canceled? And he's like, I'm sorry, what? And she's like, yeah, I heard that you're in Camp Canceled. And it was a beautiful moment, because she, I think, truly felt like she was asking about a project, but she misunderstood them. Someone's like, oh yeah, Brett Ratner. He's like, he's canceled. He's like in Camp Canceled. So she's asking about Camp Canceled, and then Brett Ratner's like, and he's trying to like walk it back, and no one knows what to do, because she's not coming at him harsh. She's coming at him like truly as a fan who wants to know about this brand new project, Camp Canceled. And he's like, yeah, I'm not actually involved in that. And then the host is like, yeah, he's not in there. But you have any other questions? She's like, no, I just want to know about the Camp Canceled. I heard that you are in it. And it was the most messy, sloppy thing. And people have told me like it might have been like a deliberate like bit. I choose to believe that it wasn't, because it was so innocent and beautiful.
That's so much. I don't know about Clubhouse. I need to find out more about that. The Brett Ratner stories, we have to tell all those at some point. Yeah.
I think at this point it's kind of safe too.
Yeah, I don't think he can come after us.
Yeah.
I know I was gonna tell you. I noticed that shitty new comedy show on Fox. The guy that did Red Eye now does like
Gutfield. Yeah, Greg Gutfield. Yeah.
So I tried to watch the first someone posted the first like couple minutes on Twitter, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try to watch this and see if it's funny. I mean, not only is it not funny, it is you cannot sit through. You can barely sit through the first minute. I looked at the clock at a minute, and I was like, it's only been a minute. But the funniest thing was in the comments on Twitter. I noticed Amir from Jake and Amir Blumenfeld?
Yeah.
He posted on there. It was the best troll, and he was like, hey, Greg, legit, I'm a huge fan. Like he was coming at him the same way. He was like, I'm a huge fan. I just want to tell you that this is so bad. It's like, really, you should not be doing this show. So I just thought that was like such a great move to come at someone like as a pleasant, like, hey, I'm a big fan.
I love it. By the way, somebody put together a compilation reel that he did the same joke every single night about CNN. And they just put it all together in one video file. It's great. Okay, Rob, set up our guests.
Yes. Our next guests are the hosts of a great podcast that I've been on. I don't know why you haven't been invited on their show.
Let's not do that.
And I think also their podcast is now also, they do it on Twitch, I believe also. We can confirm
I believe
that.
They do.
Yeah. Please welcome Naomi Ekperigin and Andy Beckerman.
What's up?
Guys, I want to ask you if you felt the power move that I pulled. Paul told me that you guys had been waiting in the green room for a little while, and I'll be honest, when people do that, I try to show them,
it's not
my status, and I try to like make people wait. And so it's kind of like a little gentle fuck you.
No. I gotta say, in this atmosphere, two white men pulling a power move on a black woman. Hello?
Cool.
Hello? Camp cancel, bitch. Camp cancel.
See, I wanted
counselors.
Are you cooling yourself down with the water?
Okay, Rob, legit. We got that second Pfizer today, and I am menopausal.
No.
Pfizer got me menopausal right now.
No.
Paul. So when you said do the show, I was like, oh yeah, I'll be fine.
All of Naomi's ovaries just flew right out.
We may have to keep this short. Like it's pretty rough sometimes. Sometimes you get nothing. Sometimes it's pretty rough.
No, my mom passed out on her second shot. Like legit passed out. I brought my mom to get her second shot. And what they make you do when you get your shot is you have to sit for 15 minutes to see, do you have an allergic reaction to it, right? Because that could happen. So I bring my mom there, and she gets her second shot, and I'm like, how are you feeling? She's like, I'm feeling great. We go home, and she basically has a terrible allergic reaction. I find out the next day, and I go, Mom, why didn't you tell me? She's like, I didn't want to bother you. My tongue started to swell up on the, and when I was waiting in that 15-minute window, my tongue was swelling. I'm like, you should have told me. She's like, nah, I didn't want to bother you with it. I was like, we are there. We are that's the only, we've already waited for 2 hours. It's not a bother at this point.
That is, Naomi, you know what?
What?
Is she waspy? That's like a real wasp move.
My mom is like bizarre in ways that you would not imagine. It's like nothing quite makes sense, and that's always like so that is par for the course for her, but not like, I don't ever want to burden you. It's sort of like, I could deal with it. I could deal with my tongue being swollen. I was like, but why would you ever? Why would you ever want to do that?
Yeah, she keeps you guessing.
Yeah.
Can I give you? Sorry, I was just going to try to give you a legit medical tip if it's not too late. Did you get the shot today?
Yes, this morning.
All right, it might be too late, but someone told me this, and like I would never have thought of this, but to go to one of those places, and I can't remember what part of town you guys live in, but and get an IV of fluids. Like I know that sounds like very whatever.
No, I'm not above it.
Yeah. But there's a place, I live in Pasadena, no big deal, I can afford it. And no
Peloton, so I don't know what you're doing with your money.
But there's one in West Hollywood also where you just go in and it's like $50 or something, and you just get a drip of fluids for like a half hour.
And I think maybe the problem I have is that it's in WeHo, so I assume it's nefarious.
Naomi, I will tell you this.
Suburban.
I will tell you, you should take a Benadryl. That I think is true. Everyone I've talked to said you take a Benadryl after you get it because it's like whatever allergic reaction you're getting that's kind of pumping you up, but that's going to knock you out too. So take a Benadryl and
Wow. Okay, doctors, I'm back on board with them. Okay, power move and medical advice. Yes.
My grandma once told me I can never really impress my parents with whatever I do, and my grandma once told me, she's like, if you can do, you know what I would love to see you on? the show The Doctors. Like, I don't even think the doctors have like guests like that. Like I like, unless you're like a plastic surgeon or you're talking about like some vitamin. Like, you know, like she's like, if you could, I don't know who you have to ask, but see if you can get on The Doctors. And I was like, and then I did ask them. I was like, can I get on The Doctors? And they were like, well, they're doing like a clip show, like a best week ever style clip show. And then I was like, I can't do that. I'm sorry.
You don't want to do that. Andy, I cut you off before. Sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I have like I'm Jewish, but my parents are like super waspy. And one time they came up to me when we were in New York, we lived in New York, and they came up and we met them at a restaurant. My dad came in with this huge bandage on his head.
Oh my God. Oh yeah.
And I go, oh, what happened? Did you hit your head? He's like, no, it was like melanoma. It was like malignant. I didn't want to worry you about it. And like,
it was big. Okay. This was a large bandage. Okay. This was not like a little mole moment. It was a large bandage.
Melanoma or something. I don't know.
It's such a weird thing. Like, I don't know how old your dad is, but like my parents would do that all the time. Like, they just love to do like, we didn't want to bother you. Like, my dad fell one time and like landed on his face and had like a big bruise. Yeah. And like, same thing. Like, I went to see him and I was like, what the, like, were you mugged? And he was like, no, I fell. I'm fine. I'm like, all right.
See, a compound fracture.
Yeah.
My
because you don't have black mama drama, because you saying your parents let y'all live. My mother calls me up. Okay, I'm helping her move. She's like, where were you? One time she was like, Naomi, she lives in Jersey and I'm in New York. She was, Naomi, I need you to come take me to the hospital. Now I need y'all to both know that I can't really drive.
Okay.
So when she made
we didn't have a car in New York.
Of course not. But like, when she made this request, it was like, okay, I'll see you in 90 minutes. So then I get to Nueva Jersey, and then I have to call a Lyft, and like, it was like a whole thing, and like, literally, like, I'm her person, and she is a married person. She's a married person.
We are all here married people. My wife will call me for the silliest things. She's been in Canada shooting this movie. I've been here because I've been shooting this TV show, and we can't be together. But she will ask me to do the craziest things. Like, she was renting this Airbnb, and one night at like 11 o'clock, she was like, hey, can you text the Airbnb person and ask them where the can opener is? And I'm like, well, why wouldn't you do it? And she's like, I just got a lot of stuff going on. Like, just text them for me. And then I'm like, I'll do this. This is my duty as a husband. So I'm like, hey, where's the can opener? And she's like, is it in the top drawer? And I'm like, text June. Is it in the top drawer? She's like, no. Like, I'm the go-between of somebody that she's on a text chain with them already. And I'm like,
oh, no. Because the text to you are the same as the text to a person. The time it took for her to justify you texting, she would have gotten her answer.
That's what I was like. And that is what it is all. Like, June will make me do the craziest things. And I'm always like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go over. I mean, I guess I feel really stupid about it.
I get it, because it's the energy of having that social interaction with a stranger that's worse. I remember I had a girlfriend in college who
Andy, no.
I finished reading The Thin Red Line, the book, and I wanted the movie was just out on DVD. And I wanted to know if the local Blockbuster, this is how long ago this was. I wanted to know if the local Blockbuster in Pittsburgh had it. And I did not want to call them. And I was pleading with her. I was begging her, please, just call them and ask if they have the please. And she refused. We had a huge argument. Cindy, now that I've been through therapy, I apologize.
Well, wait.
Wow, she is watching.
I do want to ask this.
Cindy watches everything Andy does.
I do want to ask this question because I feel like there are times when June will ask me to yell at someone. She's like, you should yell at them. Like, it's like she's got the anger of something, and she's like, now you must carry it. Like, and look, if she was wronged and something happened like that, I would have my anger. But it's sort of like she's frustrated. She's like, now I need you to match this and then go after them. Do you all give that to each other? I mean, we have three relationships. Do you ever ask, like,
also we should explain if people are watching that don't know, the podcast you do is couples therapy, right? But you also do it on Twitch now also. Is that right?
Yes, we do. Wednesdays at 2 p.m. PST, a little Wednesday afternoon
Oh,
delight.
I like that. Yeah.
Love it.
And
Love
just
it.
an hour. And like on the pod, we answer relationship questions. We talk to couples. Paul, and Rob came on, and
I
Rob,
know.
Came on.
I'm
Rob
on.
was tender.
Rob was very surprisingly tender.
He was tender.
I did
Yeah.
a great job. I think I might have saved a marriage or two.
Wow. I love
We
it.
got a lot of emails. Yes, you saved many marriages.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a great thing, Paul. That's a great question about that. Like I've run into that too, where my wife will be like really mad at someone. And then Paul, you'll know this restaurant. There was a restaurant in our old neighborhood, a sushi place that you loved.
Yeah.
And your picture was on the wall.
Oh,
at that
yes,
restaurant.
yes.
So there was this came up just the other day. So there's a sushi restaurant, and Paul and I used to live in the same neighborhood before I moved up to Pasadena. No big deal, I can afford it.
Wow.
And so my wife and I used to go to this restaurant, and I loved it. And one day we went there, and my wife, for some reason, paid for it, which I don't normally allow. But anyway, we got in the car, and she noticed that because she put it on her card, they charged her like a $20 fee instead of like, and they didn't mention that. And so my wife made me drive back to the restaurant with her.
Oh, no.
And she went in there and just like laid them out. And then she never went back there, and she never wanted me to go back there. One time she went away on a trip, and I went there. I think I went there with you, Scheer.
Yeah.
And but anyway, it's that sort of thing of like, you need to have my back on, like, we will not go back to that.
Well,
place.
to me, like, that's the thing. It's like, I will fight for my wife. I will defend my wife. I will get her back in every way. It's only in the weird, like in that moment, if that was my wife, I would be like, no, we don't have to go back to that. But those are the moments. It's like that's not the one that I'm going to take a stand on. Like, there's other ways to take a stand. But like, I'm always like, I have to be like, that you said it was 12 courses. It was only 11. Like, I'm like, I don't feel confident enough in the argument to run it at that level. Like, I'm much more like, hey, so I did say here, it did say that, like, can we talk about this? I go that route. She does not like that route. She wants the higher route.
Well, like, you don't really do that. Like, I tend to be the person in public. Like, I get mad. Like, I feel, okay, I make very snap judgments, but will also equally unjudge it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I will literally be like, this bitch. And then the person's like, how are you? And I'm like, hi, sweetie.
Right.
You know what I mean? Really genuine,
Any kind of,
That's me.
yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's 100% me.
So
If
I'll do that, and you're always like, so I'll be like, I don't want Andy to do anything for me, but I want him to agree with me. Do you know what I mean? I'm like,
Yes.
you got to be on my side about this, and he don't want craziness in these streets.
No.
He's like, calm down.
I will, if you audition for something and someone else gets it, I will hold a vendetta against that person.
Love
Yes.
it.
Yes. Oh, I do that. That's how I spend most of my day, is looking up who I lost out to. I lost a Young Sheldon audition to Paul Scheer.
Yeah.
But I'm very proud. I'm very proud to do Young Sheldon's Principal Dan, which is coming to Quibi Senior, and everybody should check it out. By the way, I do have a couple questions that we pulled from our Discord. If you wanted, or maybe all of us could maybe like tackle a question or not. Like, there's some that are a little.
I would love to save another marriage. I'll do that all day long.
Yeah, some are some are serious, and some are. I want to start with this one because this is an interesting one that really took over the Discord. I'm gonna pop it up here on screen, and it says, "All right." So the question is this: why does my wife still not fart in front of me? We have 3 kids, been through everything, but never farts. I swear this is also something that other couples have as well. The non-farting thing. So yeah.
Can I take a swing? Can I take a swing at this?
Yeah.
Or just be 100% honest. I don't fart in front of my wife. She does not fart in front of me. That is upsetting to a lot of people. People get so upset. But I've sort of just taken my cues from her. Like, I know that my wife, I'm assuming she poops. I've never seen her poop. But she just doesn't fart in front of me. So I can't really, and we don't really talk about it, but like, I mean, if I was like sick or if I'd just gotten my second Pfizer shot, I'd probably be farting in front of, but yeah, I have the same thing, but it doesn't bother me. So it's interesting that this guy is bothered by that.
Yeah.
Well, it feels like there's a level of intimacy that he wants that he feels it can only be achieved by fart.
I think that's the bigger issue is that
that's his thing.
Yeah.
But he's farting in front of her, I'd assume. You see
To
what I'm
try to
saying?
get her to do it.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think he's that comfortable. Because I will say this. We don't fart in front of each other, but I very much took that cue from Andrew.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
I'm very loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't
like having a body. I don't want to acknowledge that I have a body.
That's true.
And
That's
that
true.
and that liquids and other things come out of this body.
Right.
I want to be a perfect sphere, an orb that exists in the universe, and I don't want to have like brown things dropping out of
What
it.
are you saying? You made it sound so much worse. By
Yeah,
describing
brown
it that
things.
way.
Yeah, that
I didn't
this
like
is
that.
this
I
is the
didn't
most
like that.
normal thing that anyone can do. Like, and
didn't like that.
this is where I stand on it. I don't want my partner to be like my like buddy in that way. Like I don't want to fart. Like I don't want to be like, let's have a farting contest.
Right.
I think
some people love it. Some people think it's funny and cute, and some people do think it's like I because I'm sure there are people in the chat. I'm not really reading the chat right now, but I'm sure there are a lot of upset people that are like, it's fun and it's how I show my girlfriend that I love her or whatever. But
he says, "Fuck not farting." She's from Canada and she is a mental health professional for the record. We do know her. She's part of the CTQC Couples Therapy Quarantine Crew.
Yes,
Shout
there's a lot of
out.
people.
No,
yes,
not
great.
farting. But anyway, continue.
No,
the
and so like,
therapy quarantine crew is legit.
I saw a lot of that.
It came up.
Yeah.
It came tonight.
I will say this: that when you are like, there's a couple things I don't want, which is like, I don't want to have that level of like familiarity, but at the same time, in the time that we've been together, and it's been a very long time, like 15 years. Yeah, we farted in front of each other. It's not like performative. But it's like and because it's random and not it's cute or it's this or we can have a reaction to it. It's fine. I don't want to be in a relationship where someone's shitting or pissing with the door open. Close that door. Let's close that off. I know June is very much into the idea, and we don't have this, but 2 separate bathrooms. And I do believe that there's something beautiful about that. Right? Wouldn't that be amazing? Yeah.
We have 12 separate bathrooms. But again,
Pasadena.
I can afford it. It's Pasadena,
You have a bathroom for your Peloton.
Wait, don't you guys? You both have kids, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, like in labor, didn't your wife do all kind of stuff? Like, the worst. So to speak?
Naomi, I'm going to tell you this so sincerely, and maybe this is going to be too sincere for this podcast. It was truly one of the most wonderful and beautiful experiences of my life, and to be there with her. That I know a lot of stuff was going on. And that is it's almost like someone photoshopped out all of that.
Yeah.
You just have this like image of like pure, like it's crazy. So
they kind of even position you away from, they put you up by her face and like, so you're breathing on your wife's face and like,
exactly what they want.
I'm a very busy Hollywood actor. So I was just watching mine over Zoom the whole time. And when my daughter was born, I was like, okay, cool. And then I just logged off, but, they get it. I'm busy,
Yeah, you're a cool guidance counselor.
Yeah. What's our next? Do we have another good one?
We have a bunch of good ones here. Let me just pull up. All right, this is a good one. This actually,
I could do this. This is why I love your podcast. I could do this for hours.
Okay, this is I'm going to end probably on our most serious one, but this is a good one. Molly, pop this one up. It says maybe I'll just pop it up because I can do it right here. Bam. It says my husband. Okay. My husband refuses to watch Gilmore Girls with me. It's one of my favorite shows, but he seems to think it's only for girls. He's not sexist in any other way, nor is he holding ridiculously outdated views, but Gilmore Girls seems to be some weird thing he just can't get past. Again, a very specific issue.
Yeah. By the way, when they say like he's not sexist in any other way, that's a lie. It's always a lie. We've been doing this show for years. Whenever they say that, it's a lie.
Oh my God! But what do you talk about?
I love Gilmore Girls.
He loves Gigi.
I love Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
I love the fast patter. It's like a 1920s
Where do you fall on Maisel?
comedy.
Do you like Maisel?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I watch Maisel. It's not as good as Gilmore Girls.
Okay, there you go.
Wait,
Okay.
can I write for that possibly?
Yeah.
Then
Yes,
it's great.
yes,
It
you
is
can.
as great. If
To be
I have
in all honesty, I just auditioned for a part on Maisel that now that I'm talking about it, I won't get everything I want.
Oh my God.
But so I know that you can still write on that show, so you may want to be careful.
Well, you're a dramatic actor now. So
Very,
it's like
Yeah.
very wild.
very
It's
dramatic. Here,
wild.
I'll give you a taste. I'll give you a taste. Whose cup is this? Thank you. That's it.
Ooh.
That's just
Wow.
a taste. That's a little bit.
Yeah.
I
felt like Mark
love that.
Ruffalo.
Yeah, you were the Ruffalo. Yeah.
Do you feel that you brought that Ruffalo heat? I do feel like where do you guys feel on this? Because I have June and I don't share all the same shows. Like there are shows that
I don't think you have to. I mean, am I wrong about this? You guys are the experts, but like I don't love like here, like an example, my wife loves old Sex in the Cities. I feel like it's just kind of corny. And I'm sorry if people love it, but it also is like really badly lit and like poorly directed. just like not very good.
By the way, I love that that's where you lead off. Your problems with Sex in the City is the lighting. The lighting is where like Rob is out. He's just out. I don't like it.
The rips were awful.
Yeah. But I don't think, conversely, I will watch shows that, I'll watch a ton of House Hunters and like HGTV and all that. And like
international, Rob. International.
Yes.
All day long.
Yes.
Even the fucking weirdos that go over there to like rent an apartment. I'll watch that. And I'm like, who cares? The stakes are so low, But so I don't think that you have to have like the exact same taste. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, absolutely not. We do have couple shows, right? The ones, and I didn't realize how much of a relationship involved just picking, finding what to watch, and so, we have our couple shows, but so many separate shows. I mean, I'm a real procedural head.
Yeah.
I just wanted to do that nonsense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, June will watch. I mean, all June wants to watch is murder documentaries. And sometimes I'm like getting down after a day. I'm like, no, thank you. I don't need to watch the San Jose killer who like scalped his victims and like left pieces of flesh on like Pontiacs. It's something. I mean, I've watched.
We tried to watch like Night Stalker, and it was just like so scary and like
that was the one.
Yeah, Night Stalker is like
Pasadena
really.
Too. Ooh, Pasadena loves the serial killers.
By the way, I will say this.
But I'm in the same boat, Paul, with all that stuff. Like my wife loves to watch Dateline back to back to back to back to back. It's
my wife
like
is falling asleep to Dateline podcasts, which are just recordings of Dateline. It's just recording. It's the audio version, and literally by her bedside table. So like we'll be in bed, and I was like, and then he knew. She was strangled to death. It's like that's all I'm hearing. It's not good. Andy, what do you watch that Naomi doesn't like?
Oh, lots of stuff.
Yeah.
There, because I'm more of like a drama person, like a prestige drama person.
Hey, me too.
Look, I went to grad school. I'm sorry, folks.
Oh,
my taste.
Fucking guy.
I have a question for you guys. Is the primary? I think this is the thing. You have to have a certain primary emotion that you cross over with, like the Venn diagram has to cross over enough. Like I think Naomi and I hate more stuff in common than we like in common.
Okay.
And as long as there's more,
that's fun to hate watch stuff. I love that.
Hate everything, hate people.
We're on the same page usually with hatred, which I think is much more important than being on the same page with likes.
Right.
I agree.
Right.
You need to have that fueled conversation where you see somebody and you can send that text, which you don't have to have any explanation to what it is. It's just, did you see this tweet? And it's like just an immediate like thumbs up or it's a silent thing.
When you're like walking in the street like Andy, because he'll know, because I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Whoever I pass, I'm giving you a wide eye and touching the spectacle, and he knows immediately what I mean.
My wife sent me yesterday the headline that Lance Armstrong's son was like arrested or accused of like assault or something like that, and my wife will not have it with Lance Armstrong. Like it's just not on board. But it's what a crazy phenomenon that like it's more important to agree on the things that you hate than the things that you love.
Oh yeah, he loves indie rock. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Like he like listens to stuff, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
I could put on a Pavement song and she would just like claw her ears off.
oh, I hate it. I get veto power in the car. He's driving, but he's somehow giving me the veto power. And honey, it's always sounding like a ghost. Do you know what I mean? It's like either
Right.
like an ethereal woman, or just like I don't know. I can't
That's like
do
pop
it.
punk. I don't think
I
it sounds
don't
like that.
know.
It's like Blink too.
I will say that like I've noticed with June with our kids, like our kids are into like Nintendo now. So we play a lot of like Nintendo Switch, like Super Mario Land and all that
This
sort of stuff.
This is a paid plug.
Paid
just so
spot,
you know, guys.
Nintendo Switch. It's
Paul
the way to
always
go.
does this.
Hey, Mario Aces. Do you like tennis? Do you like Mario? Get on it. But I love that my wife, like she said, and we've talked about this numerous times, if she ever walked in on me with a video game headset on playing a video game, she would immedially divorce me.
Yeah,
And
I've gotten the same thing.
and so we so now our kids are playing it and she treats them with the same disdain. Like she's like, nope, no. Like the kids are like, Mom, play. And she's like, not for me. That's not what I do with you. I don't do, and walks out of the room. So I do like that it is universal. She loves our kids so much, obviously. But when the Mario Brothers come on, she's like, peace, see ya.
I'm out.
It's so good.
Let's do another one from
final
the chat,
question.
yeah.
This is all right. This is a good one. This is a more serious one. So I'll pop it up here.
Naomi, someone's asking when your comedy show is. April 28th.
April 28th, Dynasty Typewriter. I'm going to work out some new material, honey. Now that I'm going to be post-vax. I mean, it's going to be streaming, but I think, post-vax, I may actually go places and do comedy. So I got to figure out if I have anything to say.
Yeah, it's going to
be so scary to be talking in front of people. And it's
also
crazy.
You're going to have to deal with, is that audience going to be more receptive to laugh because they're so already on edge that it's going to be easier to break the ice? Or are they going to be so on edge that they are too nervous to like even commit to what they're watching? Yeah, it'll be interesting.
I think they're going to be excited to be out, right?
Yeah,
I think they'll be warmer because it'll be so exciting to like be out.
Right. Yeah. It's like the way that when people saw like Kong versus Godzilla, like no offense to that movie, I thought it was great, but I don't even know if I can judge movies anymore because I'm like, it's new and it's in my house. I fucking love it. Like it's like it just like you've given me something new to watch. Like I'm in. Like so. I feel like my judgment on I loved every movie I saw in this pandemic. Every TV show I loved it. It was great. There was not a single bad thing.
Every week.
Yeah, I'm like, let's go again. I want to see the sequence where the wall grows. All right, so here we go. This is a serious one. I am from a religious/devout family background, as is my wife. I, however, have been finding it harder and harder to maintain my faith. I am scared that when I am honest about my feelings towards faith, I might push her away and hurt the marriage. What should my priority be? So this is actually like I wanted to like bring a real one to the table.
Yeah.
Wow. Paul, that's really real.
Yeah, but I thought we could handle it. I think we can handle a conversation about
that. I mean, I was going to make a joke and say, enjoy hell.
Right. By the way, they are Satanists. That's the faith that they are part of. They are full-blown Satanists.
The Church of Satan. Yeah. You guys want to take a swing at that? I have a thought on that, but I'll defer.
Well, I always no matter what, you should be honest because the more dishonest you're going to be, the worse off it's just gonna implode at some point anyway. So you're just putting off that discussion. And you don't know, you come up with this idea of your spouse in your mind and what they're going to say. And you don't actually know what they're going to say because you're also wrestling with your own feelings about how you actually feel at the moment. So in some way you're actually like projecting your feelings onto your spouse.
Right. Like,
so is he to clarify the question, Paul, is he saying that his wife is also a person of faith and he's kind of trying to maybe walk away from it a little bit?
Well, that's what I read it as. And just to kind of piggyback on what Andy was saying, like I feel like one of the things I've learned in being in a relationship in a long time is the biggest issues are like, why did you keep that from me? Why did you not tell me? And I think that like if you are in this beginning phase of questioning your faith, bring your partner in because it could be either a journey that brings you back to faith or you go on it together and you may find a new thing. But the problem is, if you go too far down the road in either direction, you've left your partner out, and then they have to play catch up. And I think a lot of the times that argument is you've done too much thinking on it. Like you've done, like, it's like, we didn't do this together, and I think that causes rifts. Like I think you have to be your own person, but you also have to respect you can't just sabotage your partner by like, it's sort of like, I think we've all, well, maybe we haven't, but I think we've all been in relationships where all of a sudden someone's like, I think we should break up. And you're like, wait, hold on, what?
Right.
And it's like, wait, what happened there? You've done a lot more work on this side than I have, and that's not a bad thing, but it's like, you didn't really come forward when you were not feeling like things were working. And I feel like that's, and this is so big, I feel like it is important to kind of get there. That's
very true. I mean, Rob, save this marriage. Come on.
Well, no, I want to hear what you want to say, Naomi, because it is like a bunch of I don't want it just to be guys riffing on that, but I want to.
Naomi was very devout Scientologist when we first.
Well, you got all the. And by the way, those are thetans. Those are thetans getting out of you. That's the Pfizer vaccine gets rid of the thetans.
Yeah.
I know. I think, it's like I agree with everything that's been said in this idea that you're worried your wife will, push you away, but you gotta give her room to surprise you.
Yes.
And I also think that, you're not, I'm assuming you guys are religious. You ain't the first person to not be religious or question religion who she's come in contact with. Right. I think if her faith is strong, this shouldn't shake her in that way. Like, she will, I'm sure, pray for you and help you on your journey. But, if she is as, serious as you say she is, and you guys have been, then she can handle it. She can handle it.
Yeah. Well, that's a really good point. Robin and Naomi, you both brought this up. Like, don't underestimate your partner. Like, don't write, or Andy, you said it too. Like, don't write them. Don't like give them short shrift. Like, you're with them for a reason. Like, believe in them to be there for you in every way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that you guys, I don't think I have much to add. I think that's really all really great. I think like you can definitely sort of plant the seeds of like, hey, just to sort of bring you along with me or let you know what I'm feeling. Like I'm having a difficult time believing what I used to believe, and I don't know where this is going to go, but I just wanted to let you know that, because like you guys said, that'll just sort of open up a discussion, or at least like avoid that catastrophe later of like, what, but what about our kids and blah blah blah.
It's the way that I react with June when I know a Marvel movie is coming out and I'd like to go see it with her. I'll start planting the seeds and I'll say, did you know Benedict Cumberbatch is in this thing? You like him from Sherlock Holmes. And then I let it sit for a couple of days. And I come back, I'm like, everyone's saying it's really good. So I slowly just bring in the idea that maybe we should go see Doctor Strange 2 or whatever the thing may be. Let's start. We'll talk about it. A slow brainwash is what I try to do.
Right.
Do we need all these crucifixes around the house? I don't know. Maybe.
Just slowly start removing the crucifixes. Wasn't there? Didn't there used to be a crucifix right here?
This is so good. It's so great.
I'm so psyched to see you guys, and tell people when Couples Therapy is on Twitch.
Every Wednesday, 2 p.m. PST, and the podcast is every Tuesday it drops.
Absolutely. And where on Twitch?
Twitch.tv/Couples Therapy Pod.
Nice.
Hang out. We're having fun, honey. We call it group. So that's the vibe. Okay,
I love it.
We're just connecting.
Naomi, love it all.
Good luck with shot number 2.
Sister girl. I feel like Medea right now. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, such a mess.
And Andy, if you want to come on at any point and read us your Maisel spec script, we'll totally be open to that. We will jump in.
It's gotta be snappy. It's gotta be snappy. Keep it tight.
And thank you to all the CTQCs in the chat. I hope that you stay. I hope you stay for our last guest, who is a real treat himself. But thank you guys. It's a pleasure to talk to you. They're awesome. Oh my gosh,
Paul, that was too quick of a drop.
Bam! You slap them out. Bam!
You can't just drop people before you finish saying goodbye to them.
No, that's it. You know what? Everyone likes a French exit. French goodbye? What do you call it? Japan pop.
Isn't an Irish? Isn't that an Irish exit
goodbye?
or something?
Yeah,
Irish goodbye. Where you just sneak out.
I want to bring out our next guest, who has been waiting patiently. This guy is fantastically funny, but more than that, he is somebody who consistently does things that are surprising and fun. And I always we'll talk about what happened on Wednesday in a second. But he is a comedian. He is an author. He is a stand-up. He is a podcaster. Please welcome Chris Gethard. Gethard, what is up?
Not much. I realized I should have cleared all that garbage off the bed behind me. Just as I
Don't worry about it, man. That's where all the sleep happens, right there. All those dreams.
Is this your guest bedroom? This is your guest bedroom stream?
It is. It is. Yeah.
I'm in that too.
Yeah, I bought a new house. We moved in like less than a year ago, so there's still things like that.
And you moved out of the city and into New Jersey, right? You went back to Jersey.
Yeah, I was in Jackson Heights, Queens, which was the epicenter of the epicenter. If you remember the beginning of the pandemic, we're like reading the news and it's like, oh, Elmhurst Hospital is the worst place in America for this. And I'm like, that's 2 blocks from my house. We got to get the fuck out of here. Luckily, we had already bought this house, so I fled back to New Jersey, which you guys have known me long enough to know I've always had like a real devotion. And
you are New Jersey.
Dude,
you are.
I remember. I mean, way back. Didn't you work for Weird New Jersey?
That was one of the things at UCB that people were really fascinated because I looked like I was like 12 when I showed up.
Right.
Yeah.
And then everybody was like, "Wait, you work at a magazine about haunted trees in New Jersey? Like,
yes.
What the fuck is your deal, kid?"
And you took us on a tour of haunted places in New Jersey. Not just haunted, but like weird places in New Jersey. Like,
was that
I remember
the one for Ian's birthday?
Yeah. And I remember going to there was a place for there's like a little village for circus performers that had tiny little houses.
Yeah.
And there was like a street that had like a giant blood spattering.
Annie's Road. Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter how many times they pave it, her blood comes back. Yeah.
Yes.
And then do you remember Clinton Road, the most haunted road in New Jersey? And there was a bunch of fucking bears that ran across the road in front of us.
Yes. I do remember.
Yeah.
Those were the days, man. That was when New Jersey was weird. That's when New Jersey was weird.
Oh, yeah. It's really cleaned up its act.
Yeah, it's cleaned up.
Wait, but that was we did that for Ian's birthday party. But from my memory of it, you also were doing bus tours for normies too, not just for friends, right?
That wasn't Weird New Jersey. That was kind of the first thing that got people to know who I was comedically, because I feel like I look back and I'm like, I was able to keep up in like a very, very competitive environment that we came up in, but I wasn't, I was still like on my way up, and I had gotten a good reputation telling a lot of stories on stage. Like a lot of times doing the monologues at ASCAT and stuff, people were like, whoa, wait, like Gethard has some strange stories. And a bunch of the kids from NYU who used to come to ASCAT, they all started like showing up in like homemade t-shirts that would say like, let's get ready to rumble. And like, and like, it was really strange. And it was like pretty tongue in cheek, but then they were like, but we do also really like you. And then one of them on Facebook was like, we want Gethard to show us all the places in New Jersey that he's talking about in these stories. And I was kind of offended because I felt like I was like, I was kind of this big joke of like, why would you like this guy compared to all the other people in ASCAT? So I was like, all right, you little.
But
fuckers,
you were
like,
one of
rent a
them.
bus.
Like you looked their age. I think like sometimes you look at that ASCAT crew, and because it was primarily college students, that looked like an old crew. I mean, and we were the youngest, and that's like 15. 20 years ago, so it's like you look like you were one of them. Like they're like, we want to be like, let's do this. Let's find this bond.
Yeah. And I took them in a bus all over New Jersey. And like the best part was we just went and knocked on the door of the house where I grew up. And the guy let me bring like 60 people into the basement.
Oh my God.
And I was just telling stories, and I was just like, oh yeah. And then also like, there used to be a couch on this spot, and in 1997, I lost my virginity on it, and the whole room went quiet. And the guy who owned the house from the back of the room just, come on, man. And I was just like, This is everything I wanted it to be. So it's kind of how I got my reputation for doing like weird shit, you know?
And that was sort of before, or like I doubt anyone was even filming that, you know, like you probably just did that to do it. It wasn't like, I'm going to make a pilot out of this and sell it as a thing. No. It was just like, this is weird and fun and no one else is doing this. And yeah, it's so cool.
Like, I mean, not to like, I think a lot of people obviously know who you are here, but there is such a, I'm thinking back to like me getting to know you. And it was that thing where it was like, Weird New Jersey, this, all of a sudden you're into like really like MMA fighting. Like you were always doing something that was like
a jujitsu. There was like a jujitsu thing.
Yeah. I got like 6 or 7.
Oh, we lost him for a second. Oh, he'll come back in a second. He has a Planets Come Live. He knows how to have a good. Oh, there. Oh,
you froze for just a second. You're back. Oh, he's frozen.
Oh no. Oh no. We'll get him back.
Usually I'm the one that freezes.
Yeah. I mean, he's normally.
No.
Oh yeah. Oh, now you're back. Now you're back.
You're back. You're back. You're back. You're back.
Or is he not back? Oh no. This is.
Do you want to have him rejoin it? There you are.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
I think this might keep going on. Why don't you?
We'll see if this works.
Why don't you bail and then rejoin?
I'll restart my internet.
Yeah.
All right, great. Yeah. We'll be back in a second. Well, then while you're doing that, I'm going to tell them. So a lot of Gethard also had this show on public access that then got picked up on TV. And
how long was it on public access? Like in my memory, it was like on public access for a while. And and for people that don't know, this was in New York, and it was like pretty lo-fi at the beginning, because it's public access, but it got so much momentum and became like this whole event every week where
he's back here.
Tons and tons of kids watching this live show. There you
100. Chris, is it true that you did 154 episodes of the Chris Gethard show on public access before you went and got picked up on TV?
I think that's true. Yeah. God. We were there, I think 4 years on public access pretty much every week. And wow, it was just one of those things where I was like, I feel like everything I've ever done, I'm kind of like very proud of, but also mildly humiliated by. And it was like a really good example of that.
But you kind of created this vibe. It's, I mean, I know we there's an energy and there is a vibe in watching that show, but also being on that show, that it just felt like this Clubhouse. It felt like going to that basement with 60 people and telling people like where you lost your virginity. And people are like willing to go with you in these places that can go dark and serious and insane. It's like that I've never seen anybody do that in that way.
Well, thanks for that. And yeah, it was a really special thing in my life. And like, I feel good that I knew it when it was happening, of like, oh, this is fucking nuts. And I actually feel like, and I think I've mentioned this to you guys, like the thing I was most proud of is I feel like there's a few different things that have shown up on TV. Like when Pally hosted the Late Late Show.
Yeah.
And when you guys did the Human Giant Marathon, I feel like those two things and my show, not to pat myself on the back, I'm like, that's the closest to what it felt like hanging out at UCB in 2003. Like
100%.
That's what I was always chasing and trying to like give to that next generation of people, was that fucking feeling that you walk in and you're like, what is this energy? And
it's
like,
just a movement.
Anything can happen, you know, like.
But people are so afraid of the lack of structure. Like I did this show on Fox with The Lonely Island. It was called Party Over Here. And the idea was, it was like, we built a theater within a old hotel, and we tried to keep like a UCB kind of vibe and do like these live sketches and have them be loose. And the whole idea was like, hey, it's Fox, it's Saturday night, it's 11 o'clock at night or 11:30, whatever it was. And let's just go and make fun stuff and do stuff. And the amount of notes that we got, and like at the end after we had shot everything, they're like, nothing could be over 90 seconds. And like, there's a want to not get that looseness out there. And what you did that was so cool is like, you had a live show that people could watch that was completely not unstructured, but could go in different directions. And then you'd have an edited version of it that would come on a little bit later.
Yeah. When we went to cable, that was the deal of like, we need to take phone calls. That's like part of what you guys bought. So there's got to be a live element. And it was wild. It's wild. Like you said, like, I always felt like, because we wound up on 2 different cable networks. Of course, it was weird. The first one was Fusion, which is not Fuse. They just unfortunately picked the name of another small, like they were even smaller.
God.
But it was like a network that was aimed at English-speaking Hispanic millennials. And then my show was on it. It was so weird. And
oh, wait, that was the same network that Paul F. Tompkins did the puppet show on, right?
Yes, exactly. Okay. And it was just so weird. And then we went to True TV, which was, that was a big shot. And it was this tough thing where it was like, we had all this critical praise and we had this reputation for being a wild show, but like at the end of the day, cable, they don't want a wild show. Like they don't want a feral, like they want a dog. They don't want a feral animal that lives outside. And there's constant battling, as you can imagine. But it's also wild too, because the public access show was so beautiful. Cause like I worked really hard on it, but part of the point was like, let's let it fucking just fall apart and see what happens. And when it went to cable, a lot of the people were like, you sold out and it's not the same. But now everybody's favorite episode is the dumpster one, which people forget that wasn't public access. In a lot of people's minds, they're like, that was one of the public access ones. It's like, no, that was.
And tell people what that was, because that was you and Mantzoukas, right?
Yeah.
Is that the same one? Yeah.
So the first thing I'll say, which you guys will love, is after 2 years of fighting with this network, we literally begged them, like, can we just do one our way? Like, can we just do one without all these mandates? And it was that one, of course. And it was just, we had a dumpster and we told everybody, hey, there's a thing in the dumpster. Guess what's in the dumpster? If you guess in the first 3 minutes, we have no backup plan for what the rest of the episode will be. And if you don't guess, we will wheel it out of here and you will never know. And that was the premise. And I was so happy it was Paul and Jason, because like I knew like especially Jason just relentlessly fucks with me every time we're doing anything together.
Hard, yeah.
Relentlessly. And Paul, I feel like you're happy to kick open that door too.
Oh, because it becomes like a thing. Like because like it's like you are. It's also like you like getting ganged up on, and then it almost becomes like this contagious moment of like that show went like from the minute it went live was like boom, it just like flying off, not flying off the rails, but yeah.
Gethard too, though, you have a special ability at being like the straight man to that and getting that abuse and like, just taking it, like, which is really funny to watch. Probably after a while is not that fun for you.
Again, it is so fun for me. And it's like, I was the kid brother at UCB for like 15, 16 years. Like, I'm like being the straight man to like, I was in a group with Bobby Moynihan and Zach Woods. Like, guess what? I am the straight man. Like I'm doing ASCAT with Horatio. Like, yeah, I'm going to get fucked with. Like, and sometimes I get like a little bummed because I'll see people still talk about that episode so much. And then I'll see people be like, it was like, yeah, like Paul and Jason were so funny on it. Like it wasn't really Gethard. And I'm like, but I was the one who built an environment that allowed that. Like construct an environment and invite the right people. Like I also did have something to do with it.
But that's like, it's that idea of like, I was talking about this the other day, like when you nominate a movie for Best Picture but don't nominate like it as Best Director, it's like, well, how can that be true? Like you're like, this is the best movie of the year, but the directing, that played no part in it. That played no part in the casting or anything like that. But like, I think for me, it's always like to have Jason just be able to pop in at like any kind of moment and just because it's like there's a built-in history. You can't do that with like anybody. Yeah, you can't just have like Paul Rudd.
Who got my show the best. The weirdest thing, you two got the show obviously instantly. And the other guy who I always say just walked in and was like, got it? Method Man. Method Man did the show and was awesome. Like, good to go. I got this all figured out. But again, it's like, it's just that I have this distinct memory of, I think it was the third DCM was the first one I attended. And just in the middle of the night, sitting there, and there's some show that was just a clusterfuck going nowhere, and Riggle walked out on stage with a baby doll and like I think like pretended to snort coke and then like started seducing this baby doll. I was and I think I've just been my whole life like chasing that feeling. ever since. Like, I think I was like just very, in my mind, I was like, Birbiglia once said to me, he's like, you know, like most of the people who came out of UCB, like they're actors or they're writers. And he's like, but you just like became known for being you. And he's like, that's really a rare thing for the UCB crowd. I was like, yeah, I just kind of want to like, I don't know, like let shit fall apart publicly and see if I can land on my feet, because that's what we did.
It's
that's
so
what
exciting. It's so exciting to watch. It's just fun to watch because people are so scared of it, because it is really scary. Like when you go to a show, especially in New York, like if you go to a live theater in New York and it's like, what is happening here? Like it feels out of control. It's funny. It's like you don't know where it's going to go. Like anybody talk about that, and people want to see that, and they want to see like
can pop in or pop on and just like jump in at a moment's notice.
Boom! That's what we're talking about.
No more fun for me. No more fun for me. No more compliment. These guys are saying such nice things to me.
Such nice things about Gethard? Okay, then I'm glad.
I was not aware that Mantzoukas was coming on. I did not know this was happening.
I got the text that said Gethard is on, get ready. And I was like, I put clothes on, I put lights up, boom, I'm here when I'm called on. What are we talking about?
These guys were saying nice things about the Gethard show, but I wanted to say too, like I'm not good at taking praise, but I'm also like, again, like Huebel, there was, I used to go to Pile Driver all the time, and that's a show where you like got your fucking hand sliced apart by a tuna can, and like see, like I think Jason, if I remember it, like there was a Cracked Out show where the lights turned off halfway through, and I think it was me and you went and bought a bunch of Jesus candles from a bodega and just lit the candles, and they didn't kick out the audience. There's no power. I'm like, that's just what we fucking did.
Do you remember?
It felt very much like that era of UCB felt like we were always putting on a show to the best of our abilities, which were at that point not great, mediocre at best.
I should also mention,
like such passion, such fun, like such drive to do.
When we bought those candles, I think you were also dressed as Osama bin Laden.
I believe that might be that is possibly true.
By the way, at that point, there was a lot of Osamas,
and then the police did show up to a darkened theater while I was dressed as Osama bin Laden, which was not great.
Yeah. But we also Gelman rapping about like having sex with like an old fucking watermelon or some insane nonsense.
But there were these like magical moments there too that were like not for audience, where like there was a blackout in New York, like a famous blackout in New York, and for whatever reason, the UCB theater was the only place that didn't lose power or so they had air conditioning, and it was fully the theater worked, the Gristedes above it, the supermarket above it, no power. This was like we were on some weird grid that was like connected to New Jersey. Like I don't know what.
I shit my pants that night.
What?
What?
I shit my pants. Yeah, I was in the city. I still lived in Jersey back then, and I had driven my car into the city, and I was hanging out at the old classroom space on 23rd Street and everything. And you know, that horrible first half hour where we all thought it was another terrorist attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in LA at the time and was like, oh no, another terrorist attack has happened. It was terrifying.
But then we all realized it was going to be like a fun party because everybody was out on the streets because no air conditioning. So we had heard that the theater had air conditioning, and I was walking around and I realized every place in New York that served ice cream just started like giving it away because it was all melting.
And sushi places too. Like, come get it.
I was walking around just eating free ice cream all day, like for hours. And then I went to the theater because
like a little kid, like just you can't say no because it's being offered to you.
Which, let's be clear, in 2003, I was 22, 23 years old.
Oh,
I still was.
Just so confident in your ability to absorb dairy.
Yes, and then walking around in the August heat, and all the traffic lights were out too. So trying to drive a car out of the city was just like a complete clusterfuck. So I hung out at the theater all night.
But didn't I take your car? Didn't Shannon take your car and we drove to my house in someone's car to go get DVDs?
We may have done that, yeah.
Because I remember driving in someone's car. There's no lights in New York City, And then my building, I lived like on the 20th floor, and then we like all went up the stairs of my building to go get like a handful of DVDs that we could play because we had no DVDs, but we had access to a DVD player. But I remember being in a car in a blacked out New York, and it was like police were there, and it was like we moved so slowly. But I just remember sitting in that car going down 23rd Street.
That sounds right.
I bumped into Gelman and Daly in Union Square, and like somehow we all started wandering around together for a while, went to someone's house to like drink or smoke or something, and had like the most fun, like just like an epic night. And I'm such an idiot. I was dating someone at the time, and at the end of the night I went back to her place, and she had been waiting for me the whole time. You remember your cell phone, like no one could make a call. You couldn't get through to anyone. And I just assumed like, okay, well, I can't get through to her. She can't get through to me. I'm sure she's fine. I'm going to go out with my friends and have fun. Like just the worst boyfriend, the worst boyfriend.
Such a great night. I walked through Union Square too, and there was like a 200-person drum circle. Then I was walking to the theater, and walking through Chelsea, I saw people sucking each other's dicks on the street. It was like the most fun fucking night.
It was a crazy night. Like people were hanging, literally. People were. I remember like going by McManus, which was a bar, and they were like hanging out the window, serving beers. Like people, it was like the city was off. Like everything was like, and there's no laws until the power comes back on. There are no laws tonight.
So
I feel like because people felt scared that it was another terrorist attack because it was so close to September 11th, that the relief that it wasn't allowed for everybody to be like, we're gonna party.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
so the middle of the night, I finally get in my car because I know now I can make it through the Lincoln Tunnel. It's not this like insanity. And if you guys remember, I had like I went to college with Katie Dippold and had like just a brutal crush on her. And the guy who dated her in college, who I was friends with, like this was all over with, he asked me if he could have a ride back to Jersey. I'd parked his car at a train station.
Oh my God.
We're driving in the middle of the night, and all of a sudden I just went from 0 to diarrhea, like just instant. To the point where I was taking my hands and holding the steering wheel from below and kind of like doing a pull-up to push my asshole further into the seat. So I just stopped talking. And this guy I could tell was like, man, how is it still like, he wasn't saying this, but I could feel, he's like, how is it still so awkward between us? Like you had a crush on my girlfriend years ago. I'm like, I want to say like, no, it's not that. But I know if I start talking and unclench, I'm going to do diarrhea. Drop him off, like manage to squeeze out a goodbye.
Oh, you do? You managed to drop him off.
I have not.
Whoa.
Now here's the best part. He was at the train station in South Orange, New Jersey. At the time I lived in Montclair. To get there, you had to drive through my hometown of West Orange. So I'm like, great. I know every spot that's open in the middle of the night. I go to the diner. Oh, wait, idiot. Blackout. Everything's closed. So every place I drive by hoping has a fucking toilet. No dice. Make it back to my block in Montclair, New Jersey. Have not shit yet. There's a parking spot on my block, which was unheard of. Usually I had to park at this lot 3 blocks away. Right in front of my apartment building. Run up. Get in there, run up the stairs. I live on the 2nd floor. Halfway up, I just feel all this shit in the
well, because your body knows it's almost there. Your body is like, we made it. Yeah.
So I go run to my bathroom, finish up, go to look. Here's the really crazy part. I look in my pants and there's nothing there. And I'm like, I know I shit my pants. I walked back into the stairwell, and balanced on the edge of a step was just this like giant nugget of shit. I was like, this is so pathetic. I had to go.
Wait, it went through your pant leg?
It rolled down. I had on baggy jeans. It was 2003. I was a Jersey kid. I was still wearing like
boxers, load of shit, dropping.
That's
loads.
A miracle. I mean, that is a miracle.
It was kind of like performance art in a way, but I had to pick it up with a paper towel.
Gethard, I'm going to disagree with that. It was not performance.
It was
art.
Like performance art in many ways.
It was like, I think it was in many ways. Do you think 0 to Diarrhea will be the title of your next book?
Actually, Maria Abramovich and I are going to try to replicate it at the Guggenheim whenever it reopens. We're going to see if I can take a shit and roll down the spiral perfectly nonstop.
It's an art show called Whose Two Is This?
Scheer, what was the thing that you and Gethard did this week, or did we run past that?
No,
Jason was there too.
This is amazing. Yeah, like I don't even know how to describe this. We were talking about, like, obviously.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, you and Gethard. Yeah. That's what
no, all of us, all three of us were involved in this.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So Gethard, if you're not following Planet Scum Live, it's another Twitch channel. It's great. That's where George Lucas Talk Show happens. Gethard has a show there, multiple shows, and it's a lot of the vibe of the Chris Gethard show is on Planet Scum Live. You do this show on Wednesday. I'm going to let you explain, because I walked into it and I haven't stopped thinking about it since Wednesday, and I have so many feelings about it, but I feel like I've now really landed on the side of, like, I kind of am obsessed and love it now. Like I
and I thank you for saying that, because I'm not being presumptuous. Like, it's a weird thing. Like, my show got canceled a few years ago, and I used to be a guy who, when I would do stuff that was weird, generally it would get like some chatter, and now it's just, I'm like, it's not. I'm like a 40-year-old dude now, and I'm glad you liked it, and thank you for plugging it, because I think it's really cool what's happened. So this is all true.
Okay.
Last year, pandemic hits. I start Planet Scum Live as an effort to just like have a platform, and I've always, between the Gethard show and some other stuff I've done, always try to like get younger comedians some shine. Like, again, UCB, that's what we all did for each other. Like, you guys did it for me. I tried to do it for the people who started a few years after I did. Like, that's what we did. Still love that feeling. So Monday nights is my friend Martin Urbano. Thursday nights, Robbie Hoffman. Sunday, George Lucas Talk Show. Tuesdays, Mary Houlihan. These great people. So anyway, it started with me doing a show. I couldn't think of any good ideas. I was feeling really bad, and I straight up was like, the dumpster everybody loves, let me just rip that off to see if it can keep the show going. So I put an item in a box.
The dumpster being the episode of the Chris Gethard show. Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
And which is on, if people have heard us talking, you guys talking about it, it's on YouTube. So if anybody wants to watch the dumpster episode of the Chris Gethard show, it's on YouTube. And the second episode, Fuck It, Show Us Your Pets, that Paul and I were also on, I believe is on HBO Max.
It is HBO Max. And if you know the answer, don't spoil it in the chat. Just keep it. No clues.
Spoil it for yourself. It's much better. And you can see these two guys relentlessly fuck with me until a moment where they realize what's going on and the audience doesn't know. And you just watch them drop the bit of let's be mean to Gethard, and there's just a moment of like, oh, we really respect that you have pulled this off, and then back to fucking with me. And it's
my favorite thing is the version that's on YouTube is edited, right? To I'm gonna say it's like a 40 something minute, like to fit a network 1 hour format. But we shot that episode for, I think, over 2 hours.
I think that's true.
And
largely
so,
because you would not stop talking.
Correct. And that's what I was going to say. Largely because Paul and I completely commandeered control of the show and would not let you run your own show, which was making you so crazy, which is so funny. So when you're watching it, just know there's even more.
Yeah. Is there ever going to be a master cut of it, or no?
Release the Zooks and Scheer cut.
Show it on Twitch. Just show it on Twitch.
I don't know who has it. Maybe JD has it. But I bet we would be allowed to. I don't even know if the Fusion Network still exists. So
I feel like it would be fun to see the full thing. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
So I ripped that off, and my whole thing was, I'll put an item in the box. You call up the Twitch channel. If you guess what's in the box, I'll mail you what's in it, and you get to keep the box. That was it. So then I started doing a thing where, because the Twitch channel, we do like a pay what you can, like as if it was like a pass the hat comedy show. And I was like, look, I don't want to make money off this. I don't need to. So the percentage I would normally take, like half of it goes to the staff who runs the channel. The percentage I would take goes in the box. You also win the money. So each week it would grow. So the first time we did it, it took them like a month or two to guess. I was like, I'm going to make it so much harder. And I said,
a month or two to guess one item. Just laying it down.
Just call up, you watch. People start to guess.
Are there clues? Or
do you want to get through? Do you want to give an example of what's an item that was like that has already been guessed?
Well, let's do the one on Wednesday. Like on Wednesday, one of the ones that was given, one of the things that was in the box was Chris had printed out labels, but his label maker had printed it out wrong, so he had he had
the name and address of a guy from Red Bank, New Jersey was in the box. But that so you would
really
have hard.
Yeah, so you would have to guess the man's name and address.
I mean, how in the world would anyone?
But not just his address, but his incorrect address.
No, it was
the wrong address.
No, it was printed misshapen, like that.
Okay. The label was wrong, not
the first one was easier. The first one.
Do you tell people like they're getting close? They're getting close.
Well, initially we did that. So the first one was a copy of Wizard magazine with the Hulk on the cover. That's what you had to guess. A girl won. A girl from Alabama, I think. So I said, I'll make the second one harder. I forget what that one was. And I said, I want this to last 17 months. We got to make it hard. So here's what happened. And this is legit. This is not me. This is not like pro wrestling, me trying to live some fake story. This guy who has given like very generously to the shows on Planet Scum. He's been very kind and like kicks in money for all the shows. Clearly has some disposable income. God bless him. He sent me this really big donation. And there was this note attached that was like, I'm giving you this money so you keep the box show going. The only caveat, make it really fucking hard this time. You said 17 months. I want it to go 17 months. So I got in touch, wrote back to the email address. Don't know who this person is. I go, listen, if you're going to give this much money, like I respect it, but you have to like come along, be a part of it. I want you to be the executive producer. He's like, I never want to be on the show, but yeah, I basically gave him permission to just pull all the strings and be the puppet master. So he made a website with a series of rules on it. And then there was all these things. If you kick in a certain amount of money, it adds more to the box. We came up with a whole board of directors. There's like, if you go to scum.guru, there's now like 40 rules. Many of the people who are on the board of directors do not know that their names and pictures are up there. Like I just found out that I'm on the board of directors this past week when you texted me randomly in the middle of the evening and said, "Hey, are you around? Click on the link and join this live stream." I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, neither did
I walked into this show.
Wait, I didn't realize that was your first time too, Jason.
Yeah. Oh, I had zero clue.
Paul, before you joined, we spent like 45 minutes explaining it to Jason, and then you came on and it spent like 45 more minutes still trying to explain what was happening.
Oh, right. I was sitting on the couch reading comics, and I got a thing from Gethard that said, "Hey, are you around?" I had to do a Zoom, and I cut it short, and I was like, I gotta go, I gotta do this thing. And then I jumped on with Gethard, and I was like, what are we doing?
So, and it's spiraled completely out of control. There's now like 50 people on this board. Half of them are fans of the show who they have the Discord board, and then they send one representative, and I brought on a co-host, and she has her own box. Christy Cello, great comedian.
And she's a pickle.
She has her own box. No. The pickle is not Christy.
Oh, okay.
Christy's wasn't there. She got her second shot on Wednesday, so she was feeling sick. So she has her own box. I don't know what's in her box. She doesn't know what's in my box. You have to guess every item to know what's in the box. There's all the rules just keep changing.
Well, let me try to because I basically, Rob, there are 5 boxes spread out across the country. And in those 5 boxes, there are about 35 or 37 total items. Yeah. And the goal of the show is for someone to call in and guess all the items in the different boxes.
And what happens is they all know that
But then they just get the stuff, or is there a ton of money?
Rob, here's the thing, is all these rules. It's like, if you spend this much money, this happens. Like if you spend this much money, it's like if you spend $169, you can spin a random number generator, and whatever number it lands on, if that item has not been revealed yet, it gets revealed. And you have 3 chances. If you land on 2 that have already been revealed, you get 3 swings. So that money, 60% of it goes into the box. It's like you can spend $69, add a new item, or buy a $100 t-shirt, add a new item. There's all these different things you can do. $50 calls a board meeting. So at this point, we've been doing this 3rd round of it since the night before Halloween. There's, I think, 41 items spread between 5 boxes. And if you guess all 41 items, you at this point will win over $3,000. So it's becoming kind of a big deal.
But the items, I will say, you have to guess the items perfectly. And I've seen Christy's list because the other night when Christy wasn't there, I was monitoring her list in case people guessed it. Her list is deeply specific things. So it's not just like, an iPhone case or this. It is like very descriptive, and you have to guess every piece of these of what it is, which
I can tell you. Do you want me to
crazy.
tell you mine? Because I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 items in my box so far, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 have been guessed. Do you want to hear the ones that have?
Yes.
Rob, these are the ones that have been easy enough for them to guess since Halloween. This is how deep this game is getting. The first item that was in the box, it was just before any others got added. A coaster built for the size of a car cup holder with White Castle's logo on it. That was the first one. Then the one that they guessed just this Wednesday, a splitter that turns a 2-prong plug into a 3-prong. Okay. The wrapper from a Smucker's Uncrustable PB&J sandwich. I couldn't believe they got the next two. The cap to a bottle of Bulldog root beer. I cannot believe they actually figured that one out.
Here's my question though: Are you giving clues to?
They whittle it down. So
they whittle it down just from talking to you on the show. Did they?
One of the rules the board established is you can tell a 45-second long story instead of doing guesses.
Oh, this is.
You listen to the 45 seconds and go, okay, like in that case, I'm like, okay, you said something about dogs, and one of my things does have the name of a dog in the title. So now they're going, okay.
So like a story, Rob, is like.
Yeah,
like a story kind of like allows you to do multiple guesses because you're like, I was walking one night when I saw a red sign. A dog crossed the street, but my Pontiac was stopped on the side of the street. And when I looked up at the moon, it was a full moon, which illuminated a small basketball court. Like, so you try to like load it with as many details as you can, right? That's part of it.
Yes. So like, and then if I said, yeah, one of them has a dog in it, then another person might call up that night or a subsequent night and go, so here's my story. One night I went to a dog park and I saw a dachshund, a chihuahua. I saw a Labrador. I saw a Labradoodle. And then they're just trying to figure out, can we get him to say what type of dog it is? So they eventually got to Bulldog root beer. The next one I couldn't believe. It was a soda cap because I collect sodas from a German cola called Africola, which actually has like racist imagery on the bottle. I can't believe they haven't changed. It has the Africorps, the German regiment logo on. I couldn't believe they got that. One of those plastic child-proofing guards you put into a plug to stop a baby from putting his fingers in.
By the way, Gethard, can I just say one thing too? As people in the chat are I want to make sure this is real. This is not a bit. This is not like the show is real. These are real items. These are real guesses. These are real people. Hundreds of people. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
and in most episodes, nothing gets guessed.
Yeah, it's your night.
Like it's deeply unsatisfying.
Are there guests that come on and did Scheer and Zooks tell stories, or is it just about what's in the box?
Usually, it's just about what's in the box. I'm very bad about asking for favors, and I get awkward about it. It's usually now it's me, Christy Cielo, and one night Christy couldn't make it, so I asked Will Hines to fill in, and we didn't realize like what happens because we alternate. Something gets added to my box, next Christy's box. I didn't realize if Will's on, he has to pick the next item. So all of a sudden he's got a box, and now he's a permanent co-host, and
he's got a box.
It's the game.
And to be clear, Will Hines is miserable. He does not want to be on the show anymore. And so his clues are very obvious because he wants the people to guess what's in his box so he can stop showing up for the show.
And there is an element of it too. I didn't even get into we mentioned the pickle before. The pickle, we should bring it up again, but don't you have to keep your hand on the box for the entire show?
That was only because someone paid. I think that one's like $180 or something.
Yeah, it's one of the rules on the page. If you pay this much money, it becomes hands on a hard box.
It was, yeah. And you remember Mousetrap as a kid, where the commercial made that game look so fun?
Yeah.
But then you play that game and 95% of it is setting up the fucking board.
Yeah.
It's the game show equivalent of that. It's really frustrating. And we
Huebel,
also
you got to go on. Go. Yeah. You can't watch
come on
it
next week. Who cares?
The only thing I don't want, then do I have to come on every week after? Like, can I come on and
only
then
will Jason? Okay. We figured out a way with Jason around that, where Jason's going to send his items to someone who will now safeguard his box, which you added 3 items.
But someone who is inside of the show so that they can monitor it.
I would also suggest that there should be more money involved.
Well, you have to come on the show on Wednesday and break it down. And then
I'm going to bring.
No, here's how this works. If you have opinions on how it should work, you come on, you air them.
Yeah, we made up a new rule.
$50.
This is a cult.
You know what it is? It's an open source show.
It is.
It's an open source show. It's constantly being recalibrated by the hosts and the audience as it's happening.
I have to reiterate, most importantly, a guy who we refer to as the mysterious benefactor, who I do not know his real name. I have never seen his face. He comes on the StreamYard and we can, you guys can see the boxes with everybody below. His is always just a graphic that he puts up. I don't know if he walked past me on the street, I would have no idea. And it's all orchestrated by a literal stranger to me. And that's no joke. I don't know his name. There's no.
And just to add one more wrinkle to the game, to the show, there is also a woman who appears on screen for the show in a filter that is just a pickle with eyes and a mouth.
Called the Bigger Bopper. I'm quickly running to the bathroom for 1 second. Keep on talking now.
Yeah. How can new people... how can a new person enjoy the show? If someone tunes into the show, are they going to be like, what the fuck?
It's really hard because also there's now months and months of clues and deduction, and we don't archive it because I want it to be hard. So the Pickles deal is she's from Canada. I don't know what her real face looks like either, because she only appears as a pickle. But the reason I have her on is she, from the very start, started keeping meticulous notes of every call, every clue, every item, and she puts it up on the Discord. So she has a 56-page document archiving everything. So if you want to catch up with the show, you can read a 56-page document, and that I think is probably pretty exciting.
Someone in the chat says that this is a torture telethon.
It's pretty wild, man. And I tell you what, like, everybody knows that Will and I don't want to be doing it anymore. So what happens invariably, and Jason, you saw this, is like they guess 2 items on Wednesday night, and then people immediately start buying new items and add 6 more. Like, they're not going to ever let me escape from this Sisyphean hell of a show.
Well, but I will say this is like a Chris Gethard special, like to create basically a trap for yourself, where the audience is empowered to impact your life negatively, and so they do. You know what I mean? Like that's go ahead.
Are people writing about this? Like, this seems like someone should be writing an article.
No one in the press cares. I founded the Planet Scum Network, and it is not the most popular the George Lucas Talk Show regularly smokes it viewers wise. Very often so does the Monday and Thursday night show. I am arguably the 4th most popular show on my own network, and I'm trying to give away $3,000, and I'm the 4th most popular show.
It is why, and I will tell you, I did that show. I can't stop thinking about it. I'm like, was fuzz one of the items in Gethard's box? Because he said it was another slang term for police. I'm literally having like thoughts as the day is going on.
Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah.
I will say sometimes I go on other shows and reveal clues so that the fans of that show get real pissed off.
Would you like to hear
some clues, dude?
Because I feel like, here's the thing. You seem miserable on the show. Like, I feel like you've constructed a show that tortures you, and your audience loves to contribute to that.
Yes.
And so as a result, you are now kind of you're now stuck in exactly some sort of like fable or something like that. So like, do you want to give some clues now that help people who might tune in Wednesday?
And we won't hype it. We won't. This show.
There's a couple because I've been clicking over to the Twitch stream. There's a few fans of the show who I see clicking in, and now they get the upper hand. I have this. We said that one of the items is synonymous with a slang term for cops.
Yeah.
So maybe what we can do is you each say a slang term for a cop.
Okay.
And I will say I won't say which one, but if one of the three you say is one of the things, I'll narrow it down to 3.
And can I say that I guessed pig, and that was not it?
Okay.
Okay.
Can I go?
Yeah. And Paul, you get a new one.
Okay.
On top of pig, yeah.
And are we just going to get one guess? That's it?
You each say one thing.
Okay.
And then I'll say if it's that, which either means you will narrow it down for the viewers or eliminate 3 things for them.
And it has to be a physical object.
Anyway,
for example,
right now we're just looking for a synonym for. Right now we're just looking for a synonym for police.
But it's a thing that fits in this box.
Right. So, but in other words, if I say the heat, there can't be heat in the box, so that's not a right.
I don't know. Is that your
but the word heat could be in something in the box.
Like it could be a Miami Heat mini basketball or something.
Right. Okay, that's not my guess because I feel like you physically would have reacted more if it was that.
Listen, man, if there's one thing I'm known for, it's my fucking game.
Okay, so mine is going to be 5-0.
Oh, fuck you.
5-0.
Mine is going to be 5-0. Because I think there's possibly something that has the word 50 in it, or there's something that has there's something that's it's versatile to have those numbers, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scheer, you said pigs.
I said pig. I said pig originally, and then I mentioned fuzz earlier, but no one bid on that, so I feel like I'm not going to say fuzz. So then I'm wrestling between 2 terms, and one seems like more of a private detective term. So I'm worried that that Gethard wouldn't say that's a synonymous for.
I did say a certain type of police officer.
All right, then I'm going to say dick.
Okay.
Oh,
you're going to say what?
Dick.
Dick. Okay. A certain type of police officer. Okay. I'm going to say she-bear. That's a female cop.
You wasted your guess.
No, that's a female cop. Look it up.
All right.
She-bear. Yeah.
She-bear. All right.
So is there a she-bear in the box?
None of the 3 of you has correctly named.
Wow.
Damn it.
Let us go again.
Huge.
Let us go again.
One more
Damn
round.
it.
One more round.
Is there a tactical whip in the box?
Chat. Let's see what chat is saying too. I want to see what
This is Scheer became the hero of the show because you very smartly slowed down the other night and you were like, how can I become the surrogate of these people and help guide it?
Well, because they've done a lot of work, and I will say that when I found out that there's a 56-page document.
Oh, I got a good one. Yeah, there's some good stuff in the chat. Okay, we're gonna do another round, right?
All right.
Oh, people are pissed at me because I said she-bear. Fuck you. That's a real cop.
Oh wow! They are turning on Hubes.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so to be clear, it's a type of a police officer, not a slang term for a. Okay,
I'm gonna say this. Bobby, which is a British cop.
Yeah,
could be a bobby pin. Could be.
I feel like he would have said it was a different national, like. Oh, maybe
hey man,
not. Maybe not.
Look,
okay, all right. Sorry.
Fucking, you gotta come up with your own guess.
All right. Yeah. I mean, people are saying. I want to talk to Jason. I want to talk to Jason for a second.
I'm gonna say.
All right.
Go ahead, Paul.
I'm seeing a lot of chips and chip in the chat, but I don't think that is a. I don't think that is a.
That's a
common.
Type of cop. Yeah.
Is it all right? But I mean, would you?
California Highway Patrol.
Yeah, I know, but would you think?
I mean, somebody is saying it in the chat, which made me realize, like, is it possible, Gethard, that you have put something in the box that references your college nickname and it's Sheriff?
Oh.
Not a lot of people might know that Gethard for 2 years was known by the name Sheriff when he was in college.
When you said that, I could tell. I was reading Gethard's facial. There was a small tick. There was a very small tick in his face, right?
Well, you are known as a worldwide expert on micro expressions.
I'm great.
Governments have actually flown you.
Malcolm Gladwell studied you.
All right, so you gave that one. I'm gonna say the one. I'm representing the chat here because I feel like the chat needs to be heard on this. And I don't know how it would be in there, but I'm going to say gumshoe.
Oh, so it could be a piece of gum. Could be, yeah.
We said gumshoe, Bobby, and Sheriff.
And Sheriff,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. No one has named.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. This is the way it works. Gethard, the show is Wednesdays at what time?
10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. And I argue that it's actually really fun and intriguing. And unfortunately,
it was a blast.
No,
it's a blast. The show's a blast.
No one cares. There's like 150 dedicated fans that really care, and I'm just.
Well, now that we've done it here, it's going to be all of these people are going to go to that.
Yeah, 150 dedicated. I'd rather have 150 dedicated fans than these fucking assholes that watch our show.
I'm being grumpy, and I am eternally grateful for those people for sure.
No. By the way,
it's kind of weird. Like,
chat, look, everybody's coming after me now.
Isn't it a little weird that like Vultures never brought up like, hey, this asshole's giving away $3,000 because a nameless, faceless person is.
Well, I don't think that. I think a lot of media doesn't know Twitch. They just
the guests that we've had on this show, we're doing crazy stuff over here. We got a bunch of stuff, but I think people still don't understand what Twitch is, but that's okay.
I don't understand what Twitch is.
We were talking about the bus tour before, and I forgot you were on that bus tour.
The Ian's birthday bus, yeah.
I
was on the bus tour, the New Jersey bus tour, where we saw Gethard lost his virginity.
Wait, you were in the one that actually went to inside his house?
Oh yeah. And then it ended. I don't know. Forgive me if I'm repeating whatever happened, but the tour was all sites that were significant in Gethard's life, where he would then tell the story as to why this dorm room or this restaurant or whatever was significant to him, including the room in which he lost his virginity, but also. It ended with a bus full of people pulling up to Gethard's parents' house and all getting out and going inside Gethard's parents' house and hanging out.
And my mom said it was the UPS truck. And then like 60 people are in her living room.
There was like 60. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's got to be like a coach bus full of people.
Also, Jason, do you know the wrestler Bruiser Brody?
I don't.
Your pandemic look is approaching Bruiser Brody.
Oh, okay. Is that good? I'll take it. Is he like a good guy or a bad guy?
He was a bad guy, sort of loose cannon maniac who was legitimately stabbed.
Sounds about right.
He was stabbed to death in a locker room in Puerto Rico by another wrestler.
Oh God.
No. Guys, this has been absolutely super fun, fun show. Jason, thank you for popping in. I want to raid tonight our good friend.
We gotta thank. We gotta thank Hannah Pilkes and Naomi Ekperigin and Andy Beckerman and Chris Gethard.
And then Mantzoukas. Everybody was great. And we're going to raid our friend Iffy, who was on the show a while ago. He's super funny. He does a little bit more gaming stuff, but he's really, really funny on there. So I want to raid him tonight, give him some love. Rob, a pleasure. We'll see you next Friday because you are shooting on Thursday. We're going to move the show to Friday.
Yeah. Next Friday, guys. Next Friday. Spread the word. Next Friday. And then we'll figure it out.
We'll be back. So good, everybody. See you later. Bye, everybody. I'm going to raid everybody in 2 seconds. And we're ready. Raid. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.